suggested, I don't know, maybe the Kings, if they don't get Kuminga, maybe they get Kyle Kuzma. That was just something he was throwing out there. So I'm trying to calm people down because I had to calm myself down. I don't think there's anything to this, Ramsey, and I don't even know if the Kings in the past, we think they had interest in Kuzma, but they never brought him here, and I think they would have had chances to do that if they really wanted him.
I want, in Sacramento, nothing against it. I want nothing to do with Kyle Kuzma. He proved himself not in Milwaukee, but in Washington, in my opinion, to be one of the most non-serious basketball players in the NBA.
Really?
In my opinion, when you decide to re-up with the Wizards, knowing what that roster is and knowing what their path and their trajectory was with him on the roster, told me all I needed to know.
Yeah.
So I want nothing to do with Kuzma among a few other players, including Jonathan Kuminga that have been rumored to the Kings as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want nothing to do with Kuminga either because of the way he portrays himself as a quote-unquote diva. And
he doesn't portray himself as a diva, but he acts like
yes,
one.
He does that. And what it would take to obtain him, that's doing too much. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, the latest on Kuminga, and we'll get to that. Now there apparently may be some interest in him from the Suns, but even that looks like it would be a stretch. So I don't think we need to worry about that. We need to monitor that, but the Kuminga stuff, we'll see. The Kyle Kuzma stuff, I just don't think there's anything to it. Here's what the Kings are hoping for today as far as the summer league goes. Drape's getting set here, get ready to go. You ready, good for another 4 hours, big guy? So, yes, the Kings, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota are 4-0. Toronto, San Antonio, the Clippers, Charlotte, Atlanta, all 3-0. All play today or tonight. San Antonio versus Charlotte, they play each other. That means one of them is out. And if more than 4 teams end up 4-0, it comes down to a point differential. Sacramento plus 11.5. They're probably in if you have teams like the Clippers and the Hawks and somebody else and they win by, 18 points or something, the Kings would be in trouble. But it's looking good for what that's worth. And if you go 4-0 with that point differential and as well as everybody has played on the team and you don't get in, oh, well, that's just goofy summer league. And I still think, would you get one more game, Drapes? With the Kings, they wouldn't be eligible for the championship.
Yeah, they still have
play,
one more
right?
game. Yeah, no matter what, they got one more game at least.
Yeah. So I know it's something fun to get a little bit excited about. Summer League and the Kings with a chance for their 3rd Summer League championship. They would stand alone.
Look at you fired up about this.
Alone in the annals of Summer League.
Oh, man, you're fired up about this possible 3rd, like you said, Summer League championship.
It's something positive, as we've said. We've talked about it over and over and over. By the way, thank you, Kyle Draper, joining us now. It doesn't look like there's anything out of this Kuzma stuff. Would you be potentially interested if there were?
Nah, not really. I mean, when it's time to win a championship, is Kyle Kuzma going to be the difference maker? Is he going to? It's a move, and it's adding some more talent. But I'd rather roll with what we have.
Yeah.
And let Scott Perry over the next year, trade deadline, offseason, sort of revamp things. Stick to the plan. We don't need to rush. Why would Milwaukee let them go? They're contenders, right? They're going for it, you would think.
Yes.
Why couldn't they keep them? You know what I mean? And so I don't know if Kyle Kuzma, his upside is as great as it used to be.
I have a thought on the Warriors. What do you think of this potentially? We know that they've got some things they'd like to do. DeAnthony Melton, Horford. Some have suggested they may have handshake agreements with them. Nobody knows that other than them and the Warriors. But it looks like the Kuminga situation is keeping everything the Warriors want to do on hold. Is it possible the Warriors are also in no hurry to commit to anything until they are sure that Giannis is going to stay in Milwaukee? There are reports that it's about 4 teams that are just like, we don't want to do anything to it. The Knicks are supposedly one of those teams.
But I don't know. Do they have the assets to go after a Giannis? I'm talking about Golden State. Because if I'm Milwaukee, I want a treasure trove of picks also. Didn't they give up some picks in that Jimmy Butler trade? I need to revisit that.
They did.
Yeah, so I don't know if they have the full assets to get a guy like Giannis.
Yeah, I understand that. they've been trying to find a way to get him for years now, years and years. So again, we don't even know if he's going to be available. So Drape says, we look at the Kings' current roster. There still could be some changes here or there. It doesn't look like there's anything wholesale that's going to happen between now and the start of the season. We'll see. But how out of whack is this really? You got shooting guards. You got Levine, Ellis, Monk, Carter. And please, I know you will correct me if I leave somebody out. Point guard, you got Schroeder, and then you got some other guys that could play point. Wings, you got Murray, DeRozan, and you got Nique Clifford, who could also play guard. Forward center, you got Sabonis, Saric, Isaac Jones, Eubanks, and Reynaud. So that's, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 13 guys right there. And there will be a couple more additions. Is that really that far out of whack? You'd like to have maybe another wing. We talk about how many guards it is. I don't think it's necessarily so many shooting guards. It's just all of them are guys that need to play.
Right. Who's out of that rotation that you're talking about? You know what I mean? Who's the odd man? And you hate for it to be Devin Carter, a guy you invested a lottery pick in last year. It's like, damn, he can't get off the bench. And so I guess competition is good. Mm-hmm. It's healthy. But you also got to factor in egos, too. You know, these are human beings we're talking about. Guys want minutes. Guys want shots. And so it's going to be tough. You know, and Doug Christie's going to have to make some decisions. Yeah.
I will say, though, as I really looked at it a little more closely, it's not as crazy out of balance as I thought it might be. I mean, like we said, you could use another wing. You've talked about who's the backup 3. So, yeah, you could use a little more depth there. But it's really not. It's not like you have 9 guards or anything and no forwards.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and you know, some of those guards you can play at the 3 spot, get away with just a little bit, go smaller. I will say though, you know, the coaching staff recognizes, you know, the log jam in the backcourt, and the problem is, and you just said it, who's your one? Mm-hmm. Who's your backup one?
Yeah.
We got 1 starter and a bunch of possibles at the. Yeah. We got 5 guys at the 2 spot, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's where I think the issue is. It's somebody's going to have to play the 1 to get some minutes out there. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's Devin Carter, maybe it's Nique Clifford. You know, but that's where the long jam. It's not at the point guard. It's at the 2 guard spot right now.
Yeah. Do you really think Malik was so substandard as a point that you can't even rely on him? You can't even think of him as your backup?
No, I don't think so. I mean, because, you know, we've seen him a couple of years ago, you know, thrive in that role, you know, even, you know, partially last year to start the season, if you will. You may have to, but the problem is, what's the offense going to look like? You know what I mean? What are we running it through Domas? Are we doing pick and roll? You know, I actually believe Malik has some upside, if you will, if we run a more traditional offense. Now, the decision-making at times can be questionable, but his passing, we've seen it, especially to the bigs, is elite, you know? And so maybe that's the route we go. It's a tough question, though. Yeah. You know, it's we don't have all the answers. I wish we could check every box, you know what I mean? Like Denver now or Boston when they were rocking and rolling. But we got a makeshift roster that we're going to have to make it work.
Scott Perry said something really interesting when Sean Cunningham asked him about what he thinks the team needs the most right now. Really interesting answer. We'll get to that, but that's enough basketball for now. How was Drape's return to the Valley? Your return to Sacramento?
It's tough, man. I will say the weather is better here. You know what I mean? It's sunny in 80s, low 80s out here. That feels good.
Hasn't been too hot.
I will say this though. I was tapped out of Vegas. I was ready.
Yeah.
You know, and it
Vegas will do that to you, right?
Yeah, but this was different, Whitey. This wasn't partying at night, hitting the streets like I normally do. This was being in an arena, in a gym, watching 7 or 8 hours of basketball every day. It's just like, and even Nick, he was on his 3rd day yesterday, was tapped out. He was ready to go home. Although, fellas, inside scoop, we may be down there for 11 days. Remember, I told you, Nick may work, and he still wants to do it. So I'm trying to pace myself. All right, 11 days in Vegas. Maybe I go the first 4. Mom come out the next 3, then I end it or something like that. Yeah. I can't do 11 straight days of being in the gym. No offense to Summer League. That's a lot of basketball, man.
Yeah. It might surprise you to know that I'm not a huge party guy. But so when I go to Vegas, it's not like,
Really?
What? Yeah, it might surprise you.
What?
But even I have experienced that Vegas fatigue or
Yeah,
whatever. It
yeah.
just, after a few days, you're like, I'm done here. I got to get out of here.
Right. I want to get back to my routine,
Yeah,
make my smoothies in the morning and, barbecue at night. The restaurant scene is tough. It's expensive too. Let's not kid ourselves. Vegas is expensive. Ooh. And so, I was ready to come home, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily ready to do a 2 to 6 hour show with you guys, but I'm happy to be back, man. Happy to be back.
You're never ready. You just make it happen. You just do it.
Yep.
Yeah. We appreciate you being back first.
Where Jay at?
He has some personal business.
I don't really know.
Personal business.
I didn't even get the text.
But
they told me.
First off, we appreciate you being back. But as you were saying, it would be 11 days being buried in a gym all day if that ends up working out. And that's a lot of basketball.
Yeah. Thanks, Ramsey, for coming in. Jay's off the next couple of days. Well-deserved, obviously. But what do you think now going forward with the NBA potentially expansion and Las Vegas as an NBA city, Drapes?
I'm all for it. Let's go. Yeah, it makes sense.
Vegas and Seattle?
Yeah, Vegas and Seattle makes total sense. One thing I feel like I know about Vegas, it's a basketball city. It's, you see how they show out, obviously, for the Aces, the way they do. And Vegas is all about the star power.
Mm-hmm.
NBA, no bigger stars. When Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, come to town, even a LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham. And so I think Vegas would embrace basketball. And think about it, too, from a fan standpoint, broadcaster standpoint, go to Vegas 1 or 2 nights. That's all I need, Whitey.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm in and out. I'm good. I enjoyed myself. So, no, I'm open to it, man. I would love it. I would love it.
I think it's hilarious how the NBA, and they were just talking about this week, a couple days ago. They talk about expansion and what cities? Oh, we don't know. We haven't decided. There's a lot of cities that are interested, and it's going to be Seattle and Las Vegas.
Right. No offense, Nashville. You guys aren't winning this one.
Yeah.
You're not winning this battle. And so, Adam Silver playing coy about it. And, the number of cities we're looking at and everything. We all know it's Vegas. I mean, think about it. First of all, if they don't go to Vegas, it would be malpractice.
Yep.
Right? From a business standpoint. Yeah. What are we doing here? And second of all, if they didn't give Seattle a team, that city might riot. Like that, you will never, the Pacific Northwest would be dead to the NBA. The NBA would be dead to the Pacific Northwest fans. So it's the worst kept secret in all of basketball.
One thing, if I had a vote, I would vote against expansion just because I don't want to see the league further diluted, the talent pool. It is going to happen. I'm just wondering also if the NBA will do more for the new teams. The NHL's had success by protecting fewer players in the expansion draft. So, Las Vegas Golden Knights were really good as a first-year team, and that's one of the reasons why fans supported them. I'm wondering if the NBA will lean in that direction. They've never done that before, but they might decide it would be good for business, which would be bad for the other teams.
If
you can't protect as many players.
Like you only protect your top 2 or 3 or
whatever
something like
it
that.
Is,
Ooh, that's parity though, right? That's
I know.
Parity, Whitey.
I know.
You know what I mean? We saw what happened with the Vegas Golden Knights,
exactly.
And so,
it's worked for hockey, but
I don't think the other owners would sign off on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What is it now? 8? I think it's been so long since we've had expansion. I can't even remember. What if it's your top 5? Just your starters, basically. All the 6 men around the league would be going to one team.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty damn good team, actually.
Drapes, I still have psychological scars about the Kings not being able to protect Gerald Wallace.
Really?
Charlotte Bobcats.
You're upset about that one, huh? You're like, no, Gerald was a nice player, too. He was a good player, tough, hard nosed. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. It would be interesting, though. As a player, think about it. You're in, no offense to any of these cities I'm about to name, Memphis, Milwaukee, and Vegas. I don't even know what the Vegas magicians pick you up. You know what I mean? Think about that. There's a whole lot to factor in there.
Yeah.
Especially, do I want to move my family there? Do I want to put them in Vegas schools? Am I married or single? That's a lot to think about, man. And so would you want to get, let's say, Bonneville in Vegas? Do we have a station in Vegas? Probably not.
I don't know that we do, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Mormons founded Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I believe they did.
So if they said Whitey, expansion draft, #1 overall pick, Kevin Whitey Gleason, I go to Vegas. Nah, you'd retire.
Sacramento, I probably would.
Buyout.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I think it's too damn hot, dude. It was 112 degrees there.
Yeah.
The other day.
Look, this is just me talking, but I just realized if you have 2 more teams, which we may very soon, there's 2 more openings for play-by-play announcers. I know you've thought about that.
Come on, man. I love Zach, man. Mark Jones, good luck. Well,
of course.
Why would I leave Sac? Come on now. Dude, I tell you what, that was one of the best things about Summer League, just seeing all the Kings fans out there and them coming up. Oh, we listen to you and Whitey. Drapes, you're awesome, man. And Nick got to take some pictures. We were out there. Kings fans showed up this past week at the Summer League.
Now, is LeBron going to retire and then get into the ownership of the Las Vegas team? Somebody today I think it was Evan Siddery or somebody, and I think he's just like hearing things and then saying, here's what people are saying, that this will be LeBron's last season. That wouldn't be a surprise, would it? But if it was his last year, yeah. Oh, we have breaking news. Do you have the breaking news?
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
He don't understand
Ramsey's
the arm
in
here.
The scramble.
The arm going up.
You'll find it. Kyle Ledbetter helping him out.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
From Shams Charania, 9-time NBA All-Star Damian Lillard is finalizing a 3-year, $42 million contract to return to the Portland Trail Blazers.
What?
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm in shock. This just came across a minute ago. Shams with reporting this.
Happy belated birthday to Dame Lillard.
Yeah. Just turned 35. This is huge, man. I'm happy for him. He never really wanted to leave Portland. He was heartbroken when he left Portland. And now you finish out your career in the organization you started for.
Yeah, there is a symmetry to it.
Wow.
Do we know when he might be able to play again? Do we know if he's out all of this year? Okay. Kyle Ledbetter says, he's
pretty much.
To miss the entire season.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe he would come back. You said it's a 3-year deal?
3-year player option for the 3rd year, according to Shams. And a no trade clause.
Ooh.
Wow. So he's like, I'm here. But here's the thing, Whitey. Even when he was in Milwaukee, his summer camps, he was running back out there in Portland. He would always go back to Portland. So it makes sense. And no, this is huge. You could argue him, Portland all-time greats. Clyde Drexler, Bill Walton, Mount Rushmore of Portland Trailblazers players. He's probably on there.
Yeah.
So shout out to him, man. That's huge.
I think that's a fair debate. Who's the best in Blazer history? Is it him or is it Bill Walton? And other than the fact that Bill Walton got
a championship.
Other than that,
wow.
Yeah.
So Dame Lillard.
Basketball wise, that probably is not going to have much of an impact. Maybe
not
it will
this season, right?
But it just seems so. That's nice, doesn't it?
It is nice. Feel good. So you saying what? Cousins can come back, or Fox at some point, or if Dame Lillard can go back? With the way that went down.
IT back,
right? Do you think this impacts Drew Holiday at all in Portland? Maybe not this season. I don't know.
I'm not sure what to make of that because I know there have been reports that he's not crazy about the idea of being traded there. So if he's not, I can't imagine that he would say, well, I don't like it, but I'll wait a year so I can play with Dame. I don't know.
Yeah. He's probably numbered. Like, they may move him on at some point.
Is Portland going for it this year, Drapes? Do we know?
Going for it is kind of interesting. I don't think they're going for it. I think they're sort of like Orlando was a year or two ago. It's like, all right, we got our young players. We're building something here. We're not definitely not tanking. You know what I mean? They're going for whatever they can do, the best possible way they can be.
I know last year was around February. They had a few wins, and they were in position there. They were within hailing distance of the play-in, and then they faded and fell out of it. Because I remember we had Kevin Calabro on to talk about it. I think the Kings were playing Portland. So even last year, they made a few strides, but to me, they look like a team that's going to try to make real progress this year.
No, they got some talent, man. They gave us fits last year. Let's call it what it is. And so when I look at their roster here and I pull it up here on,
I think they're done with the likes of Delano Banton, guys like that. They're like, okay, they're moving on from guys like that.
But you know what? They like him though, right? Like in terms of his versatility.
Isn't he still a free agent?
Is he a free agent out there?
He was. I don't think anybody's picked him up.
You might be right. You know, they got Denny Avdia. I'm just looking at the roster right now. They got some young, solid clinging out there. You know, Shaden Sharp, my boy, Scoot Henderson, who I think they're going to let the ring. Yang Hansen.
That's right.
People high on him. You know, they got some nice young players that I think they want to develop. So going for it, I don't know about that, but you know what? It's time to let the young boys rock and let's develop. You know,
that's the scary thing about the Kings is some of the teams that have been tanking and have fallen behind you, like San Antonio and maybe Portland. They're starting now to kind of wake up from their slumber and start taking those halting steps towards contention again. Thank goodness you have the Utah Jazz, who are still, we don't know when.
Right. Well, they got one more tank season in them. You know, our boy Tony Jones has talked about this on social media. You know, it's Austin Ainge won't admit it, but they're angling for AJ DeBanza, the BYU product, next season would fit in perfectly out there in Utah. And so, they finally got rid of their veterans, the John Collins of the world, the Colin Sextons, Jordan Clarkson. So it's a full-on youth movement out there.
Yeah, and this is the year to tank drapes because, as you well know, you got a great draft coming up next year. The year after that, nothing.
Nah, come on. I'm not buying that, Whitey. All right, let's revisit this in a year. I want to hear what people are saying about the 2027 draft.
The 2027 NBA draft will be the first in history where teams will go, Pass,
right.
We don't like anything.
We don't want to give anybody a guaranteed contract in the first round.
Right.
No, this is huge, man. So Portland makes a big splash. You know, do you think it'll help them at all, even after next year, or is Dane pretty much done?
Sounds to me like he's got designs of playing 2 more years.
Yeah, 2 more years. So he's 37.
And he wasn't, his numbers were still good this year.
No, he was, yes. You know, people hating on him and everything. He was an all-star, put up big numbers. No, I'm with you, man. Dame had a solid season. Just didn't lead to wins with Giannis like they wanted.
You know how for years the league was moving away from big centers, Andre Drummond type, guys like that. The league was just moving away from them.
Yeah.
I feel like now, and we've talked about this, the league might be kind of moving away from smaller off guards, especially if you're not really a combo guard. And I know he can play point, and he's had some nice assist numbers, but I feel like that's one of the problems with the Kings. You have some guys in the backcourt right now, like a guy like Malik. We know he's a really good player, but he's a smaller off guard, not a great defender. I could be wrong, but I feel like the league is starting to kind of move away from guys like that.
Yeah, you're right. How come a guy like, Malik, the reports not having a whole lot of value? I would bet that, the NBA types probably think those guys are a dime a dozen out there. You can find those guys. It's harder to find a big that can be a rim runner, defend, and step outside too.
Yes.
And you look like a guy like Yang Hansen for Portland. His playmaking too. That's why he's so attractive. And so I do think, to your point, look at us drafting Ray No. A versatile big is what's in vogue right now.
When we come back, a new team emerging on the Kuminga front. What might that mean for the Kings, if anything, next on Sacktown Sports?
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Outgrove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Thursday, things look pretty nice. It'll feel a little warmer this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, light southwesterly breeze during the day, and highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. That breeze cools us nicely overnight to drop us back to the 50s first thing Friday morning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Tricks Racing Games, Chicken Fingers, and Nature Wood Home Furnishings. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, we're all about summer smiles. During July, we're having our Summer Smiles special with $300 off braces or Invisalign with no money down if you start treatment in July. And you'll have a chance to win Legoland tickets. Go to kidscaredental.com for more information.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-774-3851.
This summer, the heat keeps coming on the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kicking off when Third Eye Blind and Neon Trees light up the stage on July 25th at the venue at Thunder Valley. Then head up to the lake for not one, but 2 nights with Old Dominion, August 1st and 2nd at the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. And come right back up August 17th for Glass Animals. On August 21st, flash back to your favorite decade with Lost 80s Rewind featuring Flock of Seagulls at Thunder Valley Resort and Casino. Then get weird with the one and only Weird Al Yankovic live at the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic on August 24th. On August 29th, Japanese Breakfast takes the stage at the all-new Channel 24 music venue in downtown Sacramento. And don't miss the legendary Darius Rucker bringing the country heat to the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic on September 13th. For tickets and more details, keep it right here on Sacktown Sports or visit sacktownsports.com.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacktownSports1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Ramsey playing some Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard going back to Portland. How about that? Stunning news that Drape shared with us just a few moments ago. Didn't see that coming.
Homecoming there for Dame Dollar.
Yeah.
Back to where it all started for him. That's good. That'll be a storybook ending. You know, they're going to retire his jersey there and everything. Dame Lillard way outside the arena. And so it just makes sense, man. It makes sense.
Yeah, I think that franchise now can feel whole again.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the way that went down, just not good. Not good.
Hey, I quickly want to thank Lawrence Dubois. We see Lawrence in the chat quite a bit. We saw him time or two out at the arena doing a live broadcast, and Lawrence Dubois has shared with, I think, everybody on the air staff some artwork that he does, some coasters and keychains that he makes, drapes, and he says in his note, Drive Guys, hope I got the teams correct. How did you do in your
are they different ones, or
there's more than
there's more than one
in there? Yeah.
All right. So
for example, I got a 49er keychain.
All right, that's perfect.
I got a Padre coaster, and I got a Brock Purdy coaster. Thank you, Lawrence Dubois.
That would have been a Warriors poster for you. You know what I mean? Thought you would have went Golden State there. You know, for me and Lawrence Dubois, an Eagles coaster, a Phillies coaster, and of course a Sacramento Kings coaster. Shout out to Lawrence, man. This is awesome.
That's very nice.
He got the teams right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who else? Anybody else get some?
I think Kyle Ledbetter has some, and I believe Kyle told me the whole air staff got something? Kyle Ledbetter? I think that's what he said.
Ramsey's like, nah, this is my show. I ain't letting Kyle on. I'm not letting Kyle on. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle's putting the headset on. It's, what do we got? All right. We're having an issue.
Yeah, I believe Kyle. Ramsey ain't potting him up, huh?
Yeah, right. No, the microphone's not working. Sorry,
just had to pod me up. No worries.
You don't think that was intentional?
I don't know, but we've got Jay Johnson has one here. I've got one for Alan, and maybe there's one coming for the morning show, but the only two boxes that have arrived so far are for Jay and Alan.
Very nice.
Oh, so Alan hasn't opened his yet, right?
No, because it just arrived.
What do you think his would be?
Well, definitely the Warriors.
Right, Warriors. Yeah.
Maybe the Giants and.
He did make Alan a custom River Cats one too.
There you go.
River Cats. Yeah. He would do a River Cats one. Yeah, I get that.
So thank you, Lawrence Dubois. Summer League. What do we got right now? We got the Pacers and the Knicks are on ESPN. That game doesn't really have any
no
championship ramifications
there.
Okay. But Kings fans right now, Drapes, very nervous because coming up top of the hour, the Hawks, who are 3-0, are taking on the Grizzlies, and then at 4:00 you got two of the unbeatens going head-to-head, the Spurs and the Hornets.
Yeah.
Of course, the Kings are hoping things break their way so that they will be able to advance to the championship rounds here.
Yeah. What
nervous time.
Oh man, games going on all night. Like it's you still got the Clippers later tonight. They're 3-0. You got Toronto.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be watching all night here.
Yeah, the Kings are in pretty good shape.
You
just can't have teams. If all those teams are unbeaten, you can't have all those unbeaten teams, which they can't because they play each other. But you can't have all those teams behind you win by a lot of points. So, yeah, fingers crossed there. A new team has emerged, according to reports on the Jonathan Kuminga front. Sources say Phoenix is the latest team to express exploratory interest in a Kuminga sign and trade, challenging as it would be for the Suns to make such a deal happen. I think it might have been Evan Siddery. I got to find out exactly who that was that posted that and give them their due. But you know what? I'll say this. People around the country, fans around the league, they talk about the Kings, don't know what they're doing. The Kings traditionally, I have no idea. And I know things haven't gone well over the last 20 years, whatever. Right now, it looks like the Kings are headed in the right direction. The Phoenix Suns, they don't know. That's a team that doesn't know what they're doing.
Really?
Yes.
People are applauding them right now.
Well, you just go back the last few years. 3 years ago, they were in the finals. What have they done since then? They went all in on Durant and Beal and Booker, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but now that people are saying they don't have any those bad contracts anymore. Beal is gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're under the aprons now.
Mm-hmm.
They can aggregate salaries and everything.
All
and
right.
so they're starting their sort of rebuild, if you will. And so if this was last year during the season, but I actually think this offseason has been pretty solid for them.
They did. I know they got the 10th pick. But
the Mark Williams trade, I don't. If you draft Malawach and then you go out there and get Mark Williams, why are you doing that?
What are
you doing there?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, that part I'm just scratching my head about.
Mm-hmm. I think Houston clearly got the better of that deal because Phoenix was to a degree kind of over the barrel, and that's the way those things work. But I just think the Kings get an undue amount of criticism, and definitely they deserve a lot of criticism for the decisions over the last however many number of years you want to count. But look at what Philadelphia's been doing lately. Look at some of their decisions. The Sixers. That Paul George thing ain't working out for him, is it?
Pump the brakes, big fella. Pump the brakes.
But nobody says it. Daryl Morey doesn't know what he's doing.
No, nobody says that. Yeah. Well, there have been some people critical of Daryl Morey as of late. It's like, dude, because when they signed Paul George, people are like, you're giving Paul George $200 and something million? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And so, but I will say, I feel like the Sixers drafts have been really excellent the last couple of years. And so, you know, you talk about a 2-timeline thing. I feel like they are trying to, you know, walk a 2-timeline thing with Embiid and Paul George and how aging they are, Kelly Oubre. And then you got all these young guards, these young players. It's like, you know, do you just rebuild and you know, turn it over to the young guys, or are you still actually thinking you could be contenders this year?
Daryl Morey, maybe the game has passed him by a little bit. Maybe he's overrated. Remember yesterday we talked about the anniversary of the trade that he made when he was still with the Rockets, where he sent Westbrook he got Westbrook, from OKC, sent CP3 to OKC, and also the Thunder got 4 first-round picks.
Wow.
So that Daryl Morey could have James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Which you knew was not going to work.
Not going to work. Yeah, he's chasing the fancy, shiny object out there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's trying to win the headlines when, you know, you could argue his teams have underachieved everywhere he's been.
I think you could.
You know, I mean, Sixers haven't done anything. Houston, what? They went to one conference finals, I think, and flamed out. And so, no, you're right. And when you say the game has passed him by, you know, maybe he's a big-time analytics guy. You know what I mean? And I feel like there is sort of a trend that's starting to happen where, case in point, the Sacramento Kings. You got an old school basketball guy in Scott Perry, whereas Monty McNair, huge analytics guy, you know, and we saw that didn't necessarily quite work. And so I think, you know, teams are trying to figure out, you know, how to be, even Boston, I think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next year or two, Boston starts changing some of the things they do, their approach to the game and getting up 50+ threes and things like that. So I feel like teams are trying to figure out how to balance both.
Yeah, analytics, when they're interpreted correctly, of course, they can work and they can help. But a lot of guys historically have got to the same conclusions without, quote unquote, analytics. Like, look at Jerry West. And I'm sure later in his career, he adopted some of that and used that as a tool. But Jerry West didn't need to look at a spreadsheet to figure out that guy's going to be way better than that guy.
Right. Jerry West, one of the all-time great architects out there.
Yeah.
Right. He just knew basketball. So let me ask you this. With analytics and relying so much, it takes away great talent evaluators, right?
It can.
Like, you know what I mean? An eye for talent.
If you overly rely on it.
Right. You know, it's minimizing that to an extent. And so, you know, I'm old school, man. I'm old school. I can, you know, the eye test. I'm watching Summer League. I'm like, oh, that guy got it. You know, I don't need, you know, some formula or anything, Hollinger's formula or whatever it is to tell me, yeah, Nique Clifford's pretty damn good.
Yeah. You know? I think what we're talking about here, not to sound too much like the, you know, old man, get off my lawn.
A little bit.
But we're emphasizing more like the Kings and Scott Perry emphasizing, you know, character and determination, especially on the defensive end. And I don't know. And again, I think I'm maybe in the minority. I thought Monty overall did a good job here, but I don't think that was really something that he emphasized as a GM here.
What?
Some of the things that Scott Perry's talking about, toughness defensively.
Like an identity.
Yeah.
Like, do we think, and you tell me, I really can't recall. Did Monty ever come out and say what he wanted our identity to be?
The only thing he would say is towards the end, like we want to be just good enough defensively, and it's all about getting it done at the offensive end.
Yeah. That's not getting it done. That's not
right.
You don't put that up on the board as you walk into the arena or the practice facility. Just be good offensively and get by defensively, whatever it is. Right. Scott Perry got his 6 core principles, fundamental principles that, you know, and so I could see that being plastered up there as sort of a motivational thing.
I do wonder, sometimes I worry whether that's going to translate. We talked to Brendan Nunes about this yesterday. You know, you definitely have a team in Summer League that's embracing all of those principles. It's a little different if you have veterans in the NBA who've played for a long time. If they haven't necessarily played that way, are they going to be able to play that way? We'll see.
Right.
I'm not saying they can't, but, you know, it's it's not a sure thing.
What they say? Hard to teach an old dog new tricks?
Yeah. And let's
Sorta.
be honest, and you can come after me if you want. I'm talking about especially DeMar has never really played that way, and I think Zach is capable of playing more that way, and certainly he's a fiery competitor. But I wonder if those two guys, as accomplished as they are, if they can see that and go, yeah, we can do that. We'll buy into that. Because if your best players don't, it's tough to really get much headway.
Right. And you got to imagine, too, if you're Zach and if you're DeMar, like you said, if you haven't played that way, and we've seen times, Doug, as I look at the Indiana Pacers, that's how Doug wants pick up full court. It's hard to get DeMar to do that. No, right. And I understand why.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
right.
Would be like asking me in a pickup game, Drapes, pick up. Oh, I'm 50 years old. That's for the young. And so it's we'll see. We'll see if the Kings can get by, without everybody just picking up full. We'll see, man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
When we come back, we'll look at the 49ers who just completed a very important piece of offseason business. And we have a list here, 12 teams that can win the Super Bowl this year. Is your team on it? We'll find out next. Sacktown Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now. Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This very minute at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, you'll find fun gaming on all 52 top tracer screens where golfers and newbies enjoy the fun together. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range or play 9 holes on the McKenzie putting course. Enjoy the summer-long free concert schedule and visit the Hangout Eats and Dreams for wood-fired pizzas, burgers, ice cream, and more. Or relax with a beverage. It's happening all summer long at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, nightly until midnight. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the biggest selection, the best prices, and unbeatable customer service. Check them out online, sacsuperstore.com, for the guaranteed lowest price on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Open until 10 o'clock and right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. sacsuperstore.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Here's the big question with the Kings. Can they hope to win a championship in Summer League when their good luck charm has abandoned them and come back to Sacramento? I know you got things to do, but how are the Kings going to win without you there?
I know. If they advance, I might fly back down. We talked about this. I might fly back down Sunday, although just got a text from my daughter. Hey, Dad, there's a Zombies and Descendants tour coming to Sac at Golden One Center on Sunday. Can we please go, all caps, with Mika and her friend? And so it's, yeah.
What's the percentage of times your daughter asks you something like that and you say, nope, can't do it?
I mean, she asks a lot.
Okay.
She asks for something once a day, big like that.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, do you got any Dubai money? You got any Descendants money? And so, but something like that, we're not doing anything Sunday night.
Right.
And she has cheer during the day. So I might try and swing that. Text my people at the arena.
Do you typically leave her hanging a little bit? Like, I don't know.
No, I say maybe all the time.
Okay, yeah.
But the problem is, maybe in her eyes,
it's like, I'm in.
It's like, we're good. When Dad says maybe, we're good. So
she's inviting people, and here's what time we'll pick you up.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how it is, man. That's how it is. So, I would like to go. Do we know what time the championship game is? Sunday?
Yes.
Does it conflict?
It's scheduled here. They have it on the schedule. It would be, according to this, NBA.com, Sunday, there's a game at 3, and then the championship game
5,
3 and 5, and then they have one at 7. That would be the championship game.
7 Eastern
or 7 Pacific. That's what NBA.com says. And that game's on ESPN.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have 3 games scheduled for Sunday: 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 p.m., which would be, I assume they'd play the championship game last. Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Well, and it's on ESPN, right?
Right.
Yeah, and the other ones are on what?
ESPN U.
Yeah. So the championship game would definitely be on ESPN, that last one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7, huh? Same time as Descendants.
Mm-hmm.
Zombies and Descendants. I don't know, man. Tough call here in the Draper household. Tough call.
I think we know which way he's going to go, but we'll see.
No, I'm not. There's no way I could fly back to Vegas, man. Your boy has been hemorrhaging money over the last, and then I got 2 big trips coming up. San Diego next week, Cleveland, got Bali and Singapore coming up. I need to conserve my cash, bro.
San Diego's phenomenal. San Diego's a lot of fun. Is that the end of next week you're going?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
After the show Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm out. I'm on vacation next week.
Are you?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. You all right?
I may be sick next week. Are you really?
I hope you don't catch something at Zombies and Descendants.
I know. I might. Let me look at the schedule here. Next week. Oh, man. Monday through Friday?
Yes, sir.
Full 2 to 6? All those hours? Not doing a half?
No, I'm coming Thursday 3 to 4.
All right. Thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot, man. I totally forgot.
Yeah. Summertime and living is easy. The living is a little easier today for 49er fans because, yesterday we talked to Matt Mayoko, the dean of 49er reporters in Northern California. He said this Alfred Collins thing was a little bit of an issue for the 49ers. Alfred Collins, whom they drafted in the second round, defensive tackle, could be a key for them defensively, but he hadn't signed yet because there's an issue in the NFL this year with second-round picks who want guaranteed money, which the NFL teams traditionally have never given them, but a couple teams gave their second-round picks guaranteed money, so then everyone else well, hold on, we want that. The 49ers actually came to terms, as you may have heard, with Alfred Collins today. So his rookie deal's worth $10.3 million over 4 years. It's not fully guaranteed, but he gets $9 million guaranteed, so he did well.
That's solid, right?
Yeah, it's very solid.
That's a good deal. And who we got coming up? Rob Stats Guerrera.
Yes.
Going to be talking about
at 4:30.
4:30. Maybe get into that with him coming up.
Yeah. And sources told Adam Schefter, Collins signing expected to trigger multiple other second-round deals across the NFL. So maybe the dominoes start to fall.
Yeah.
But as far as the 49ers go, I was like, oh, that's fine. We got our guy.
Well, it's smart for the 49ers to do that anyway because you don't want the wide receiver market. Remember, and I understand these guys are pretty much slotted, but you don't want, any kind of big signing bonus or this guy gets this and now they want this. And so be ahead of the curve out there. Why not?
Yeah. So next item of business for them would be figuring out Juwan Jennings. It's interesting you get differing opinions from people. I would think the best course of action is if they can go, look, what do you want? Let's work it out. But, 49ers apparently feel like they've been very fair with him. So I hope they don't trade him because they really need him.
Right. They need him.
Yeah,
right. And I got to imagine he feels like that's the leverage he has right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's asking. The wide receiver core is, I don't want to say thin, just unproven.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got bodies, but how good can these bodies be?
Mm-hmm. So every year we try to figure out who are going to be the surprise teams. Every year, Connor Orr for Sports Illustrated puts together a list of the teams. He says, these are the only teams that really have a chance to win the Super Bowl. He's got 12. What do you think, Drapes? If you could check them off for me, yes, or we'll see, or no. Baltimore Ravens. And this isn't saying they will, but they
contenders.
could.
Yeah, could
legitimate
win.
contenders.
Yeah, check.
Buffalo.
Yep.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
Denver.
What? They're high on Bo Nix, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
What they say about you? Anything that stands out in that?
Let's see. Second-year quarterback with upside, Super Bowl winning head coach, elite defense that added a ton of juice. Check.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, in my opinion, that Denver defense could end up being the best defense in the NFL this upcoming season.
All right.
That defense is nasty, led by their linebacker, Nick Bonito.
Mm-hmm. Detroit Lions.
Check, yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Damn.
The quarterback who's never won a playoff game.
Right, that's tough.
Mm-hmm. Los Angeles Rams. They were good
Hold
last year.
on. What is this category here?
This is 12 teams that legitimately you could say they could win the Super Bowl this year.
Win the Super Bowl, not just get there.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm disagreeing with the Chargers and Rams as far as I'm concerned.
And these are alphabetical.
Oh,
so
all right.
Kansas City Chiefs.
They always got a chance. Yeah, don't square big fella. That should be that should be all caps. All caps. Fly, Eagles, fly.
If the Eagles are able to sustain their success from an ego standpoint, meaning A.J. Brown is still willing to block and accept a diminished target share, and the offense as a whole is still eager to be, in essence, conducted by Jalen Hurts, blah, blah, blah. I don't see how the Eagles aren't still the best team in the NFC. Well, that's wrong.
All right.
Look who's next.
No way.
San Francisco.
Did we just have
49ers.
Matt Mayoko on, an insider yesterday? They might be able to win the division, All right, look what they got for the 49ers.
Part of this projection, says Connor Orr, is one of belief. I believe that the 49ers did not make a move at running back because they expect Christian McCaffrey will return to form. Also believe that second-year receiver Ricky Pearsall will take a step forward.
He's making the Super Bowl hopes on Ricky Pearsall? Okay.
I can also hope, like the 49ers will hope, that Trent Williams has a complete season left in the tank. That's a little iffy there, but hey, you got to believe in the 49ers. They're on his list.
House of cards.
Yeah. Tampa Bay?
Baker, okay.
Additions to the secondary should help to bolster what Todd Bowles found some success with over the latter half of 2024. And then the last team on the list, the Washington Commanders. There's your 12 teams that could win the Super Bowl. 49ers make the list.
You got to probably say that the Niners are the worst team on that list. Like 6-11 to Super Bowl champs?
Uh-huh.
I can't see it, Whitey. Sorry.
Well, coming up, if this writer's right, talk about Vic Tafur. 49er fans have nothing to fear this year, and we'll look at that when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, you know that it's been a little cooler the last couple of days, but you also know that hot weather is going to come back. Is your air conditioner up for it? If not, then you may need help, and there are so many HVAC companies out there. How to choose? Well, I would like to recommend, there's some good advice for you. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. They came out and helped us out over the winter when our heater went down. So it comes down to this: with so many options, why choose Lee's? I'm going to tell you, they offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. They get 4.8 stars on Google. They've won awards with their service, and they've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. That's all true, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, they do a great job. They're going to take care of you. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential, commercial plumbing repair, commercial HVAC services too. You can find out more at leesair.com. Check out their mission statement, all about serving customers and community, and check on their $99 HVAC tune-up service. Here's what you want to do. You want to let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family. They set us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life, made our summer a lot easier, and improved the air that we breathe, and we're saving money too. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635-355.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metalwoods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531, 808-2531 for more. If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Open Championship Leaderboard Update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Good afternoon. This is Ramsey Barker here with your Sacktown Sports, the Open Update. After one round of play, you've got 4 players, including United States American Harris English, Christian Boydenhouse of South Africa, Matt Fitzpatrick of the Northern Ireland, where the tournament's being hosted, at 4 under. You've got Scotty Scheffler, 1 stroke back at 3 under. Ricky Fowler at 2 under. And Northern Ireland native Rory McIlroy just right behind them at 1 under. Back to the 3 o'clock hour of your radio. Kenny Albert just upcoming in a few minutes here. Back to live radio here on Sacktown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Well, I don't know, Drapes. I thought I heard Ramsey try to do an Irish accent in there. Did you hear that?
Is that what that was?
Rory McIlroy.
I don't know about that.
I tried.
Or he had a stroke or something in the middle of that. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
Is that what that was?
I'm not sure.
It was an attempt.
Give him credit for trying. Yes. We do have Kenny Albert coming up in about 7 minutes here. Kenny Albert, Drapes, according to my information, is the only sportscaster who currently does play-by-play for the NFL, NBA, MLB, and the NHL.
No, he's a jack of all trades. He could do it.
Wow.
He's Swiss Army knife. Yeah, he's one of the best in the game. He can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's been doing it forever.
Yes.
Yeah, so Kenny Albert's going to join us. We did have the breaking NBA news today. Drapes, you shared it with us, so why don't you
That's true. I mean, what? Dame Lillard going back to Portland, according to Sham Charania here on a 3-year, $42 million contract. Dame will have a player option for the final year. So storybook reunion, according to Shams.
Yeah. And as we get ready for Kenny Albert, I know we were just talking about the 49ers. Just to put a bow on it here, Vic Tafer, friend of the show in The Athletic, he has his NFL over-under win totals. And he says these are his best bets, Drapes. Best bets. Houston Texans, 9.5 over.
Okay, I see that.
New England Patriots, 8.5 under.
Okay.
Says Vic Tafer. Minnesota Vikings, 9.5 over. Dallas Cowboys, 8.5 under.
Really?
And Tampa Bay, 9.5 over. A lot of people loving Tampa Bay. Also, Detroit over 10.5. And I know you're wondering about the 49ers series. He says take the over. Of course he does.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Isn't that the only
Does
way
he?
you go?
What do you get?
10.5. 49ers over. Oh, Eagles, 11.5 under.
Yeah, because we're a playoff team.
Under.
Dude, you see your paper-thin schedule? I mean, if the Niners don't win 11 or 12 games, it's a failed season, Whitey. They have underachieved. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Let's see what our next guest thinks. We check in with the only sportscaster, as I said, who currently does play-by-play for the NFL, NBA, MLB, and the NHL. Truly a legend. Kenny Albert with us. How are you today, Kenny?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
We're fine. What do you think? We go back and forth here because Kyle Draper, bless him, he's from Philly and he's excited about the Eagles. He's not a big 49er fan, and we play 49er games on our station. What's your sense of where the 49ers are right now, Kenny?
Well, one of my former broadcast partners, John Lynch, runs the team. So, of course, I have to
there you go.
give John a shout-out. But, it's right around the corner, right? We're getting set for training camps and should be an exciting season. We have our Fox seminar coming up in a couple of weeks. And, probably a little too early to start dissecting the teams around the league. But, it was a terrific division last year. And, you have a new quarterback in Seattle. And, we'll see what's going on with the Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, and the 49ers. Always fun to work those games. So we'll give it a couple of weeks and take a look at the training camp rosters and see how things pan out and go from there.
Fair enough. Doesn't really want to commit right now.
No, exactly. You got to see, look what the final.
A little too early.
Exactly.
I was on the hockey playoff trail for 2 months. I was on vacation last week. So, we'll get the mind into football over these next couple of weeks.
Well, I will ask you this, Kenny, and this is sort of an evergreen conversation we could talk throughout the year. we know how great Burrow is, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Seems like every year these guys are right up there in the top 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks in the league, but they haven't won anything yet. Do you believe this is the year one of them breaks through, and do one of them have to break through at some point this year?
You would think so. When you look at some of those quarterbacks who maybe aren't, so young anymore, they're in the 5-6 year range, and Josh Allen in Buffalo, when will they take the next step? They've had a couple of cracks at it to this point. The Bengals have missed the playoffs for a couple of years. So I think the position overall, the talent level is probably as high as it ever is. So these guys are a lot of fun to watch. Lamar Jackson's gone to the championship game, hasn't taken that next step. Surrounded by a great defense. Obviously, that's been the mantra in Baltimore for about 25 years now. So, again, only one team can get there at the end and win the championship, and the other 31 go home unhappy. So the Eagles got it done last year, and we'll see which one of those quarterbacks you mentioned perhaps takes the next step this season.
It's a great Kenny Albert joining us here in Sacktown Sports. This is part of our summer sermon. We're getting off the beaten path a little bit to check in with our guest. You mentioned something that to you may be very pedestrian, Kenny. I don't know, but could you explain to those of us, now Kyle's done play-by-play, so he may know what all this is about, but you mentioned the Fox seminar coming up. What kind of things do they cover at that as you guys get ready to broadcast the season?
Well, I think the thing that stands out to me is just how much fun it is being around all of the different the play-by-play broadcasters, the color analysts, the sideline reporters, the producers, the directors, some of the other production folks, because it's really the only time every year that you see everybody. Once the season starts, we're all going in our own different directions, covering various games. And I think all the way back to my early years, and there were a number of us who were hired at a very young age. We were in the right place at the right time when Rupert Murdoch decided to make a crazy bid for the NFC package prior to the 94 season. CBS had the rights for about 38 years. And all of a sudden there was a new fledgling network in town, and Fox didn't even have a sports department. And they brought a lot of us out for auditions, and they hired 4 young play-by-play announcers. I was one of them, along with Joe Buck, Kevin Harlan, and Tom Brenneman. So, when I think back to those early years, the other 2 play-by-play broadcasters on the top 2 teams were legends, Pat Summerall and Dick Stockton. And I remember sitting around the early seminars, 1994, 96, 95, 96, 97, and just trying to soak it all in. Us young guys didn't want to say much back then. We were all ears and listening in and taking advice. And John Madden was there, obviously, and all of the youngsters would kind of gather around, and he was like the old sage, and we would listen to the stories and just learn so much during those days. And here we are 31 years later, and it's still exciting to get together. And, we have a new younger group of color analysts at Fox. Obviously Tom Brady, Greg Olson, Jonathan Vilma, Mark Sanchez, my longtime partner, Darryl Moose Johnston, who still does an unbelievable job, Mark Schlereth. So to sit around and listen to their perspective on the league, and they'll tell stories about, their playing days, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a couple of days out in California. There are some group bonding type of activities as well, team bonding. So looking forward to that, and getting started with the regular season not that long thereafter.
Kenny Albert joining us. Kenny, I've been able to call basketball, football. I haven't done baseball nor hockey. Could you just speak it? And I'll be honest, I'm afraid of hockey. Can you take me behind the scenes, man? Tell me how you do it. How are you spotting the puck and the players? And do you have a spotter out there? Just take me behind the scenes with that.
That's your favorite, isn't it, Kenny?
Kyle, it's a great question. You do not have a spotter. The sport is too fast. You couldn't look down. In football, you have a spotter who points to, guys who are on the field coming on and off prior to the play, and then the player that makes the tackle or recovers the fumble. But the nature of hockey, it's too fast. You can't take your eyes off the ice. So you're not using a spotter. I get asked the question all the time, which is the hardest sport to do play-by-play and which is the easiest? And I've been fortunate to be involved in all 4, football and hockey, to the largest extent, some basketball, some baseball, and have worked some other sports as well. To me, hockey's the easiest. It's like riding a bike.
Really?
You're just calling the game. It's a continuous call, especially on radio, on TV. It's a little different because you can pull back and leave more time for the color analyst to come in. But to me, it's the easiest. Basketball similar. Hockey is 60 minutes. The puck's in action for 60 minutes. Basketball, it's 48 minutes. There are probably more stoppages in basketball, whistles, fouls, ball going out of bounds, etc. Football is the most rhythmic. It's one play, and then it's 20 or 25 seconds. So as the play-by-play announcer, you're setting up the next play. You call the play, you wrap it up quickly, and then you get out of the way to let the color analyst come in. Then it's another play in 20, 25 seconds. Another play, 20 or 25 seconds. I've always said baseball, to me, is the most challenging. When I was doing baseball, and I still do about 8 to 10 games a year, but back in the day when I would work 10 to 15, sometimes 20, I still wasn't around it every day like the team broadcasters, and you really have a lot of downtime. A typical baseball game, the ball's only in action for 8 to 12 minutes. So there's a lot of downtime where you're relying on the color analyst. Now, it's changed over the last few years with the pitch clock. It does go a lot faster, and there's not as much downtime as there used to be. But, as far as those four sports, to me, at least personally, hockey's the easiest. I know people say, how can that be the case with the speed of the sport and the line changes, the players change on the fly, they don't have to wait for a whistle, the European names, but, those you just get used to, you study the names, and it's repetitive, as you say them multiple times, you remember the names. So I know it's probably not the answer you expected, Kyle.
Right, no.
To me, it's the easiest. Not that the other ones are hard after doing it for so many years, but like I said, it's like riding a bike. Now, the preparation, I have the same type checklist for every sport that I go through before every game, and it includes a lot of reading. During the, when it's football season, hockey season, I'm probably reading 5 or 6 hours a day, just keeping up with the storylines from each city. I'll go back and read a week's worth of articles prior to every game, no matter what the sport. It's watching prior games. It's going to practices and talking to players and coaches and press conferences, etc. For a football game, I've never really tallied it up, but it's probably about 20, 30, maybe even 40 hours a week that you put in for that one game. Now, that's a combination of the work you do on your own from Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
But then Friday, we often go to the team practice, the home team, and then we'll get the opportunity to sit down with 3 or 4 players and coaches. We used to do the same thing with the visiting team on Saturday when they arrived in the city. Now, a lot of times with the visiting team, we'll do that on Zoom. Then we have our own production meeting Saturday night. So if you add all that up, it's probably 20, 30, 40 hours preparing charts, going through statistics. Now, for a hockey or basketball game, it's probably, I would say 3, 4, 5 hours for a particular game.
Yeah.
Between the reading and the going through the notes and the stats and all that. The teams are playing games all the time, so you're following what's going on. So it's not nearly as much as far as the hours of preparation. But I always tell people and speak to young broadcasters all the time, there's a lot of work and travel that go into it, but it's fun. It's fun work. And we're not sitting behind a desk doing something we hate. We're watching sports or reading about sports. So very fortunate to be involved in the various sports that I've been involved with, and look forward to the upcoming seasons.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Albert, nice enough to join us. So you just mentioned that you were recently on vacation. I'm just curious, if I may, when Kenny Albert's on vacation, do you get away from sports, or do you just watch them more as a fan and enjoy them in a sense more because you're not working, you're just watching them?
You know what? We actually went overseas. We went to Italy with my wife and 2 daughters who are 25 and 22, and there wasn't any sports watching, to be honest. It's a quieter time now with only baseball going on, as far as the 4 majors. But, still kept up with it, was reading and had the iPad out on the plane at the hotel. But there wasn't much sports viewing. We actually did manage to get away for 5 or 6 days, believe it or not.
Oh, I like that. Nice work, Kenny. Not on social media or anything like that.
By the way, I should mention, speaking of my wife, we spent our first anniversary. This is back in 1997 in Sacramento.
Really?
Wow.
I was working a WNBA game for MSG Network, the New York Liberty and the Sacramento Monarchs. So we had dinner in Sacramento on our first anniversary. So a big milestone many years ago.
And Kenny, were you out here this past season? Or the last couple of seasons?
Let's see. It was some of the games run together. It was.
I feel like it was maybe
either
2
this year or
years ago.
2 seasons ago.
Sacramento's changed a lot since '97 downtown.
I think it was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, the area has changed a lot. Let me ask you this, though. You know, you've called so many great games and all the 4 major sports. Is there one call where you look back and say, that was it, I nailed that? What's your most memorable?
So it's hard to narrow down one. There are several. And if I can give a plug for my book that I wrote a couple of years ago, I list a bunch of them in there, a Mike for All Seasons. I had one pretty recently this year when Alex Ovechkin broke the NHL all-time goal-scoring record. Our TNT crew was fortunate enough to be on that game back in April, so that's certainly up there. It's funny, I haven't done as much baseball as the other sports, but I did the Jose Bautista home run and bat flip in the playoffs in 2015. So that's one that stands out. And another one you guys would remember, the crazy Patriots-Vegas Raiders ending.
Oh, yeah.
3-4 years ago with the laterals. It was a tie game.
The Sin City
and
Miracle.
The Patriots tried to lateral a couple of times, and Chandler Jones intercepted it and ran it back for a game-winning touchdown. So maybe not the answers you were expecting. You might have been expecting a championship game, a playoff game, but the Ovechkin goal, just because it was the record breaker, the Bautista home run and bat flip, and the Patriots Raiders lateral play. Those are certainly 3 that stand out. If you go way back in the Fox NFL days, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, a couple you might remember were Terrell Owens with the 49ers in Dallas when he scored a touchdown and then ran out and celebrated on the Cowboys star, which the Cowboys did not necessarily enjoy seeing. So I worked that game. There was a pretty memorable Michael Vick 43, 45-yard zigzag game-winning touchdown run in overtime his rookie year with the Falcons in Minnesota. So I was on that one. I had a crazy game a couple of years ago, Green Bay, Cincinnati. The kickers combined to miss 5 field goals, I think, in the fourth quarter and overtime. So, there are certain moments like that that stand out. I had the only punter-kicker touchdown pass in NFL history. Ooh. It was a Miami Dolphins game a couple of years ago, a fake field goal, where one of the specialists threw the touchdown pass to the other. I can't remember which one it was, but it was the punter and the kicker. So, so many memories, Olympic hockey, men's and women's, some gold medal games. Did have the opportunity to call the international feed of one Super Bowl, Super Bowl 46. That telecast wasn't on in the U.S., but it was on in many other countries around the world. So those are some of the ones that stand out.
Kenny Albert with us, and you seem like the living, breathing embodiment of the sentiment that, you should do what you love. And to that point, I'm just wondering how, there's some stories out there on Wikipedia. I don't know how much we can believe. How young were you when you first started doing stats for your dad and stuff like that, Kenny?
Pretty young. I filled in. I filled in doing stats for him on the third period of a hockey game when I was 7. So that was technically the first time. It was in Washington D.C. and the guy doing stats had a really early flight the next day, so he left the game early. So jotted down a couple of the goals and assists on that one. Wow. But started doing it on a regular basis when I was around 15 or 16, and it was such a great learning experience because I would be right there next to the broadcasters. I would get to listen in to what they were talking about during the course of the game. I would also hear some of the chatter with the producers and the engineers. So it was, obviously a great head start, great learning experience. When I was 15, 16, I actually worked the stats with him. I had already started my professional broadcasting career. I was doing minor league hockey in Baltimore. But I came out of stat retirement, and I worked the Dream Team games in Barcelona in 1992. So that was the last time I worked as a statistician, was in a front row seat watching the Dream Team play. So that was certainly a big highlight as well.
How much of the play-by-play announcer you are today do you trace back to just learning from your dad, being around him during those years?
Oh, definitely. That was a huge part of it. Just by kind of living and breathing sports and growing up with somebody who was doing play-by-play in a number of sports at the time at a high level. But not only him, we living in New York, growing up on Long Island at the time, we didn't have cable TV. There weren't as many games on over the air at the time. So I was a big radio listener. I would listen to all sports on radio, and we had the Yankees, the Mets, the Giants, Jets, Knicks, Rangers, Nets, Devils, Islanders, 9 pro teams. So I was always listening to the radio and all the great broadcasters that were in this area. I would watch the national games as well. So, sure. I mean, so much of what I learned was from him while I was growing up, and his 2 brothers, Steve and Al, who were also longtime broadcasters, but many others as well. I just tried to soak in as much as I could.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Albert joining us here on Sacktown Sports. You said you've been doing this nationally since the 90s, and we know audiences have changed a lot since then, and audiences now, sports fans are more well-informed than ever before. How, in your view, have fans changed while you've been doing this, and have you in any way had to adjust the way you present games because of that?
I don't think there's been much of an adjustment as far as the way we do games. I think the one thing we all keep in mind is that, with the advent of satellite and social media, whatever you say could wind up anywhere.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So, you always have to be aware, not that you didn't want to make the best call possible prior to that, but now it's kind of preserved for a lifetime. So, that's one aspect of it. But the big thing for me is the technology and the amount of information that's available. When I started doing hockey back in the early 90s at the minor league level, and then in the NHL and NFL starting in 1994, the internet barely existed then. Mm-hmm. So I was reading newspapers, weekly publications, the sporting news, the hockey news. That's how you got a lot of your information. The first year at Fox, they would send us VHS tapes of each team's previous game. You wouldn't get them until Wednesday. Now you can watch any game, anytime, anywhere, or tape it, or access it later on. And they would fax us articles on an old fax machine. That's how we would be able to read the various articles about the teams. So just the information that's available is, you can drive yourself crazy. You can be reading something 24/7. You can almost do too much homework. But again, with games available on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, it wasn't that easy back then. I remember when people had the first satellite dishes in the mid 1990s. I couldn't believe it that people could actually watch games from other cities. And now every league has its own package, and you can watch anything, like I said, at any time. I think one of the big ways it's changed is I think the younger generation doesn't necessarily sit down and watch an entire game.
Right.
They're watching the Red Zone channel, which I've never seen, by the way, because I'm always at a game on Sunday. I've heard it's great, but I haven't actually witnessed it. But people are watching the Red Zone channel. They're flipping around. They're watching the highlights. They're watching highlights on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. So I think that's a big difference from when I was growing up, and I would actually sit there and watch an entire game, no matter what sport. I don't think this generation is really doing much of that these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we appreciate your time very much. Before we let you go, I know you said you think hockey's the easiest. Is hockey also, if you had a favorite, and I know it's probably like picking your favorite child, is hockey your favorite sport to do?
That's the line I always use. It's like picking your favorite child if you have 4 of them. I love them all. I always did. When I was growing up, hockey was a little bit ahead of the others. I played hockey as a kid. Wasn't very good, but always enjoyed playing. Was on a club team in both high school and college. And that was my goal, hockey on the radio. So hockey's always been a passion, but really love all of them. I mean, I've been working NFL games for 31 years now, and there's nothing like 1 o'clock on a Sunday when they kick off, and that millions of people are watching. And I really enjoy whenever I have the opportunity to work baseball and basketball games as well. So fortunate to be involved in multiple sports, and I've even worked some Olympic sports, water polo, track and field, volleyball, believe it or not. I've done some boxing. So the one sport that I did once that I really felt like I had no idea what I was watching or doing was college wrestling. This was about 30 years ago, and I studied, and I spoke to an Olympic wrestler on the phone, Jeff Platnick, and he gave me some great insight, and I just didn't get it. I was fortunate to have a great color commentator who had been a wrestler, and I would just set it up. You know, I was like the traffic cop. I would give the names, the records, the hometowns, and then I would just shut up and get out of the way because I really felt like I had no clue.
Well, you're very generous with your time, as I say. Thanks, Kenny. We appreciate it. Good luck at the Fox seminar. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kyle. Really enjoyed it, and good luck with the upcoming seasons, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
All right,
Kenny.
thank you.
All right, now.
The legendary Kenny Albert.
Good stuff, man. Hockey.
You ever done a sport where you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing here?
No, because I've only done basketball and football. Like, I haven't done any obscure, spike ball or anything like that. Wow, that's. He said hockey was the easiest.
Maybe because kind of like playing third base when he was describing it, because you can't think about it.
You just got to
do.
do.
The ball comes at you, you make the play or you don't. So in
Right.
hockey, it's like you're just doing it.
You're just doing it.
You don't have time to think, what should I do? It's like you just have to
just
do it,
keep
right?
going.
'Cause It's constant.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll come back, continue our search for the 40 greatest moments in Sacramento Kings history. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Outgrove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another pleasant evening tonight with clear skies and a bit of a delta breeze. Not as strong as last night, but temperatures eventually dropping off into the 50s with more daytime highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s on Friday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
It's peak summertime for Sacramento Rivercats baseball with 9 home games in 10 days. Join us at Sutter Health Park July 18th through July 27th. Bring the whole family for exciting baseball, affordable tickets, and nonstop fun. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Around here, the summer can smack you silly, especially if your AC is not functioning at a high level. Whitey Gleason here. I had the opposite problem over the winter. System went down. It was panic time, but Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating saved the day. Let them save you from unnecessary summer misery. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, reliable, trustworthy. They do great work. They've won awards for their service. Check the reviews at leesair.com. Find out about their $99 HVAC tune-up service. Save your summer now. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating on the web at leesair.com. License number 635355.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado, C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock. And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock. $4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Costco Gold Star business or exempt member not available with other offers.
But no, he's just trying to find a seam and know that, hey, I'm going to try to force it to him if he's open.
Here is Ovechkin. Shoots. He scores. He scores. Number 895.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
That was Kenny Albert's Ovechkin call. You want to get that in there.
Breaking Gretzky's scoring record.
Ramsey's over there. Wait, you guys got to ask more hockey
I
questions.
know. I know. He's upset. No, we tried. We tried, man. We covered all the bases, I felt like, in that interview. So.
Yeah. I felt bad asking about the NFL seasons. Like, I don't know yet. Okay?
Right. He handled it well, though. He handled it well. And once he said that, we pivoted kind of quickly off of it. You know? So, no, it was good. It was good.
How do you think, because I'll ask you because you do this too, how do you do as much prep as you do for broadcast without it becoming like a grind that just wears you down, especially for him when he's doing 4 sports?
Right. And that's the thing. You could really, spend every waking moment prepping, really, because there's always stuff out there. But, I go back to what the great Tommy Heinsohn did in his first broadcast with the legend Mike Gorman in Boston. Gorman did all this prep work, had all these notes and everything, and they're about to call a Celtics game, and Gorman sits down at the announcer's table, has all these notes. Heinsohn grabs the notes, rips them up, and throws them, away, and he says, the game isn't here, it's in front of you. Long as you describe what you're seeing, all that other stuff, it's just filler. It's just color. You don't need that. And so, you could really spend hours upon hours upon hours. How I like to do it, I usually have a story or two, some interesting fact or two about each player that's out there, but like, I don't need to know their grade school teacher, you know what I mean? And, how much they bench press their freshman year in college, so yeah, you just try to keep it simple, actually.
I know I saw Kenny Albert on a podcast recently, and he showed some of his work, and he does charts, especially for football, big charts, and he does them all by hand.
Oh, he's one of those, huh? He's one of those. Okay.
I think he said also when you write it yourself, it helps you remember.
That is true. That is true. That's what they say. When I do football, I have a stats service. They, do my board, and then there's always space under each player to write some things in, because you talk to the players leading up to the game. And so the coach, the offensive coordinator, they'll give you some insight, and then I write it in on my board. So that's how I do it.
Yeah. I was doing mountain lion games one time, and I said, watch for the quarterback draw here from Dante Culpepper, and sure enough, that's what they did. So that was my highlight.
Little Tony Romo over here.
Right.
Huh?
That's right.
Predicting the call before it happens. Okay.
Right.
All right.
That's right. One of the things we want to do this summer is look at, as we did last year, the top 40 players in Sacramento Kings history in honor of 40 years of Kings history, and hoping to put together a list of potential top 40 moments in Kings history. We've talked about some of them. Get a ballot together, have luminaries vote, have fans vote, and see what we end up with. But the last time we talked about this, we were talking about the beam. Oh, that must be one of the great moments, right? When they first lit the beam. And we realized nobody really knew when that was.
Right. When was the first moment?
Yeah. So I looked it up today, and in 2022, this is according to Wikipedia, the Kings first lit the beam on September 16th because it was 9/16.
Okay.
It was 9/16
Okay.
days. So they lit the beam. The team didn't light the beam following a win until after they beat Miami on October 29th.
That was the first
And,
game.
and no one was like,
that
it wasn't
they lit
even
the
a
beam.
thing. Yeah, after home wins, the beam, as we know, is often lit by a player. It used to be lit by personalities. 50 Cent, let's see,
Yeah.
Slamson.
Yep.
And the Kings begin that season, 22-23, the beam team year. They begin by losing their first 4 games. They started showing improvement. The team, let's see, first social media staff tweet about the beam, November the 2nd.
So October 29th, after that game,
Uh-huh.
they didn't even tweet it out.
The first video of the beam lighting, November 13th.
Really?
Yes, because it was like, what is this? What is this? Kevin Herter propelled the team's popularity on social media with hashtag Beam Team. And Domas said Herter nicknaming of the Kings as the Beam Team. He said before that, people hadn't really paid attention to the beam. And then the players on the team later named Herter as the biggest proponent of the beam among those on the roster. Then on November 15th, they played the Nets on TNT. And so you had fans. Oh, no, you had Terrence Davis, a post-game interview. Light the beam. He was screaming, light the beam.
Okay.
So then the nation was like, what?
What? And it picked up.
Vivek said, it's always been my vision to create a spectacle. That's what we did. This is that fireplace. We light the fire. Everyone can just gather around it. And the Kings organization filed a trademark for a beam team November 21st. So then you had, as you know, you had fans in other arenas. They'd be chanting, light the beam, light the beam.
Yeah.
In December, the Kings were playing in LA against the Clippers, and they were going to win. And at the end of the game, towards the end, fans were chanting, light the beam. And Paul George turned to John Wall on the bench and said, what are they saying?
Really?
Yes. So when it first started, it wasn't a thing.
Right.
There was no big beam moment.
And it's kind of a slow build, if you will, to it. Like, no social media post. The beam is shooting sky. Got to, right?
Yes.
Like, oh, man. Nobody knew it would take off like that and become a thing. That's why.
Yeah, I think everyone was kind of, I don't know. Do people like it? I don't know.
Like
And
the
it just-
beam. Now we're doing it in the summer league, you know? So there it is. Now there's songs about it too, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if there was one of those moments that would be, the beam moment. Would it be the Terrence Davis game where he's screaming on national TV, light the beam, light the beam?
Mm-hmm.
And with that game, you got to remember, that's when the Kings put up 153 points on Brooklyn. And Terrence Davis said it because he had 31-9 in that game.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm looking up some of the even the Boston Globe back in March 2023 when we were about to play the Celtics wrote a story on light the beam. Like it became a thing, man.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I'm sure you agree. If we don't win, make the playoffs, have a great season, it doesn't take off like it did.
Right.
If you win 25 games, people looking at you like, that's weak. That's a small market. But you win 48, finish third seed. It's like, all right, that's pretty cool. We like that. So,
I don't think it's ever going away. I don't think it should.
Yeah, as long as your boy Alan Stiles don't have anything to do with it, it'll be around.
I think that's one he'd like to have back.
I have not let him get past that yet. Like that's like the biggest faux pas. That's like a president coming in. We need to take away 10 of these stars off this flag. It's kind of or change. This is what we are, Alan. No, but he's all in on us though. He's all in.
I was worried about where you were going there with the president. I was
no.
thinking this has probably happened. Whatever he's
whatever
he's going to say has probably happened.
Oh, man.
When we come back, is baseball making a comeback? We have some numbers that say it might be. Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another pleasant evening tonight with clear skies and a bit of a delta breeze. Not as strong as last night, but temperatures eventually dropping off into the 50s with more daytime highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s on Friday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fix that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Ken Waldachuk out with that left elbow sprain. We'll have another AAA Las Vegas rehab coming up, and his expected return is mid-July. Jose Leclerc, out with that right lat strain, is expected to return in the second half as he is playing catch 3 times a week, even though the A's expect a long recovery process. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call Downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay $0 up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Today's fascinating NBA news. According to multiple reports, Dame Lillard rejoining the Trailblazers after agreeing to a 3-year, $42 million deal. He, of course, is recovering from an Achilles injury sustained April 27th. Not everybody thinks it's a great idea, Drapes, here on the text line. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. From the 209, why does Portland want Lillard back? From the 916, seems like a total waste of money signing Lillard at this point.
It's
beyond basketball.
Right, it's not exactly. Dame Lillard is one of the all-time greats. It'd be like us re-signing C-Web, towards the end of his career, or Mitch, or something like that. It doesn't always have to be this guy is at the top of his game and everything. It's more than basketball. Especially, it's kind of righting a wrong, if you will. When Dame Lillard got traded, and our boy Chris Haynes, local product, he details this on his Twitter page. He said Portland GM Joe Cronin met at the Stars house weeks ago, and the two made amends and focused their attention on getting the deal done to give Lillard the opportunity to retire as a Trailblazer. So there's a falling out towards the end when, Lillard was traded, but those two came back together and mended fences.
So you right now are charged with putting the four faces on Mount Blazermore. No one can dispute. I can't say you're wrong. You've got full authority. Who are the four faces you're putting on Mount Blazermore?
Bill Walton, Clyde Drexler, Dame Lillard, and it might be Terry Porter. I need to really think.
I concur with Draper.
Lucas or what? Terry Porter? You going as that fourth?
I go with TP.
Yeah. Bonzi Wells.
I got another.
I was thinking of Uncle Cliffy, but just he didn't spend.
I got another one that could be honorable mention. L.A. LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah, but there was some bad blood. Remember, he wanted out.
Yeah,
he requested to be traded. It wasn't like the team, traded him, and so there was some bad blood when he left town out there in Portland.
How about the fourth spot on Mount Blazermore to DeAndre Ayton?
Oh man, that's tough, Whitey. That's tough. Why would you do that? Come on. Fans ushered him to the airport to get him out of town.
And I know of one that they wanted, but unfortunately injuries kicked in. Brandon Roy.
Yeah, Brandon Roy. He's still up there. He might be number 5 if you were to have a starting 5, honorable mention, if you will.
Who's on your Mount Kingsmore?
Sacramento or
well, you could. It's your Mount. You could do it any way you want.
C-Web, Mitch. Want to be thorough with this, Whitey. I just don't want to go.
It's more complicated.
It really is.
It was a year ago.
Like those two are no-brainers, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yep. Has Domas reached that yet?
I mean, maybe.
Has he had a better career in SAC than DMC? What, it's been 3.5 years?
Because of the team success?
Right. Yeah. All NBA, team success.
And DeMarcus was, multiple-time All-Star.
Yeah. That's a tough one right there. That's tough. Does it have to be like a pager or something like that?
Maybe.
We should put that out there. Ramsey, you ain't weighing it on. He done weighed in on everything. He's quiet over there.
I'm thinking, but yeah, I'd probably go C-Web and Mitch are the first two. Easy. I'd probably go Boog.
Really?
Not because of team success, because of what he did with his time while he was here. And it'd either be like a pager or Bibby or something, or someone within that realm.
A lot of people would put Twin Nichols on there, and I'm not saying he belongs there, but I could understand why people would say Jay will, because
that short period of time.
Yeah, and I know you're right, and I was like, I'm just saying I would understand why some people would say he should be on there because that team was so exciting when he was there.
I mean, I personally understand where you're coming from, Kev, but I can't do it for the simple fact if you take a step back and look at it, the Kings team wouldn't have progressed without making the trade to get Mike Bibby.
They were a better team after
most
they
definitely
traded him.
Most definitely.
But there's never been anybody quite like Jay Will.
True.
So, yeah. If you have any thoughts on that, all right. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Who gets your 4 spots here on Mount Kingsmore? Sacramento Kingsmore.
All right. Yeah. Also, real quick, just got a text from our boy Brendan Nunez down there at Summer League. He said he just sat down with Scott Perry for 15 minutes today. So he's going to send that to us, and hopefully we'll get it in the show here in the next hour. Scott Perry sitting down with our guy, Brendan Nunez, down there in Vegas.
What do you think he had for Brendan about sneaking into the media?
Right. That's a good
party.
You know, these dudes, man, they like some freshmen sneaking into the senior prom or something like that. Shout out to those guys working hard down there.
I wanted to see what you think of these numbers here as we're seeing how people feel about Mount Kingsmore. Is baseball making a comeback? The All-Star game numbers, it's funny. It depends where you check to see what they were like, because ESPN will tell you correctly the All-Star game TV ratings were down 3.5% year to year. They were the second lowest for an All-Star game ever. That's ESPN. But if you check MLB, the All-Star game continues to be the most watched of all the All-Star games, with 7 point whatever million people watching. Both are true. It's all in how you frame it. But TV ratings for MLB drapes first half of the season, Fox Saturday up 4%, best in 4 years. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball up 11%, best since 2017. And TBS Tuesday Night, which frankly, I didn't even know that was the thing.
TBS? I didn't even know.
TBS Tuesday Night Baseball, and I love baseball, but I did not know. That is up 17%.
Really?
Yes. Now, some people think it's because of the Dodgers and the Yankees and the pitch clock, and also the numbers now take into account people watching in bars and restaurants, so maybe that's why the numbers are up. But baseball TV numbers, at least nationally, I don't know what they're looking like regionally, have been pretty good so far this season.
I said it, and I think this was when you were off, and me and Jay had the discussion. I'm sure you guys might even talked about it last week, maybe even earlier this week. Rob Manfred and the job he's done. You heard A-Rod's comment, saw that.
Ramsey's shaking his head. I don't know.
I'm just saying, A-Rod saying Manfred should be in Cooperstown for some of his innovations in baseball. You can't argue with the numbers, Whitey. You know, as bad as he's been with the Ace saga and everything like that, can we give him a little credit or no?
No, because those innovations honestly don't belong to him. Those belong to, for example, Theo Epstein and others. I'm not giving Rob Manfred any credit.
But hold up. You can't do that, Ramsey. You cannot do that, big fella.
Okay.
Who hired Theo Epstein?
I get it.
Like, it's on his watch.
He oversaw that. He did.
You got to get,
and Ramsey's correct. Theo Epstein was hired to look at some of the stuff, and they came up with some things that have worked. But look, the bar is low, I'll say as well. Bud Selig's in there. I believe Bud Selig's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's in. Yeah.
That's a low bar, too.
That is a low bar. But in terms of Manfred, I mean, and did you and Jay talk about A-Rod's comments that he should?
We did not.
Okay. All right. He's not all bad. Like I see why the owners like him. You know, same thing with Roger Goodell. You go to New England, Roger Goodell's name is mud. People hate him out there. But look how he's grown the game of football. Look how he's withstood scandal after scandal, the Ray Rice situation, the Flake, whatever it may be, concussions, a guy nearly basically dying on the football field. And so when it comes to Manfred, it's on his, the pitch clock has been good. It's been good for baseball. We thought it was all exactly. It's actually worked out.
And the pitch clock is outstanding. One thing I will say, just getting back to the whole All-Star discussion, one of the reasons why, in my opinion, that the Major League Baseball All-Star game always has the highest ratings, because it's the most realistic All-Star game of any of the four major sports.
The game,
because you can't simulate 100 miles an hour. You can't simulate a foul ball or a home run. It's the most realistic of any of the All-Star games, and it's the least gimmicky for the most part of the four major All-Star games, in my opinion.
Yeah, Campy asks, is MLB overall attendance up? I believe it is, Campy. I don't know those numbers, but I saw that, Yeah, I believe baseball's having, for what it's worth, a pretty good first half as far as the numbers go. Speaking of, we've had half a season now of Major League Baseball in Sacramento. What do we think? How's it working out? How can we make it better? We're back with that next on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Look, I played a lot of golf courses in Sacramento, but if you want pristine conditions, a fun layout, and 27 holes that never get old, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is the spot. The fairway is perfect, the greens smooth and true, the practice facility next level. And whether you're out for a casual round or hosting a big tournament, Timber Creek delivers every time. The course is always in top shape, the staff treats you right, and the experience, it's unmatched. It's easily my favorite place to play in Sacramento. Book your tee time now at timbercreekgc.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise guys, with more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or a book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Open Championship Leaderboard Update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Good afternoon again, top of the 4 o'clock hour. This is Ramsey Barker with your Sacktown Sports, the Open Leaderboard Update. Again, after one round of play in Northern Ireland, you've got 5 players all tied at 67 4 under, including a Northern Ireland native Matt Fitzpatrick, Harris English from the United States. Scotty Scheffler is 1 stroke back at 3 under par, shooting 68. You've got Ricky Fowler and another Northern Ireland, Lee Westwood, who shot 69 today, 2 under. And sitting at 1 under would be Rory McIlroy and Phil Mickelson. Back to the top of the 4 o'clock hour here. Rob Stats Guerrera live in approximately 30 minutes. Back to live coverage of your local sports here on Sacktown Sports.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
How about that, Drapes? Lefty to lefty. Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Had a good first round at the British Open.
Yeah, solid. Did you watch any today? I watched
did
a
not.
little bit. I watched a little bit.
What'd you think?
No, it's tough, man. It's tough. You know, they said Scotty Scheffler, get this, hit 3 fairways all day. Still finished 3 under. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Spraying the ball all over the place and still can shoot a 3 under. Unbelievable.
Was he hitting it in the gorse? You know, they don't have trees.
Right,
The British Open, but they have
Hey, that
all
gorse
that.
is no joke, man.
I know.
Gorse. You don't want to be in that gorse.
That links play is probably the toughest of any golf to play.
Right? I depend. So I played in Ireland. Ireland got that gorse. You don't want to put your hands up in that
That's
gorse.
a t-shirt. Ireland got that gorse.
Let me ask this, Drace. When you played over there, what was the weather condition and how was the wind?
No, it wasn't bad. It actually wasn't bad. I think I went early September, and it was a warm day, actually. You know, usually, you know, it was cloudy, though. It wasn't like super sunny, but it was warm that day.
Yeah. I think I would fare pretty well playing that ground golf, because when I play golf, I'm always hitting it under the trees, and I got to punch it low.
Oh, really? All right. Okay. You can do that.
I got that low stinger.
You got the low stinger. Okay.
Because I got to hit it out from under the trees.
Okay. All right. So you always not in the fairway. You're always
I'm a little errant sometimes.
Let me ask you, when you do that, are you taking your medicine, basically just punching out, or can you advance it?
I try to advance it. Aggressive. Too aggressive, you know, where you're like,
I know.
It's worse.
Right. Why not do that? You know, that's golf right there, man.
Yeah. We have an update from Summer League that could impact the Kings. We know the Kings are 4-0, so they're trying to advance, so they got to sweat out the games of other teams that are 3-0. One of those teams is the Atlanta Hawks. And the Hawks are playing right now.
Yeah.
1:15 left in the first half. The Hawks are leading the Grizzlies 46-41. However, the Hawks' point differential is not as favorable as the Kings. The Hawks are plus 9.3. So I think for them to end up with a better differential than the Kings, they'd have to not only win, I think they have to win by like 17 or something like that.
Yeah. What's the Kings'
their
point
different?
differential?
Yeah, they're 11.5.
Okay.
So
9 to 11.5.
Yeah.
That's 2.
So the Hawks are at 9. So to get that in just one of 4 games all the way up to 12, I think they'd have to win by a lot of points.
So 9. So 27 to get it up to what? 12, you said?
Yeah.
12. Yeah, it would be no, it would 21, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, if I did my math correctly, because 4 games divided by 12, times 12 is 48, right? So
yeah. So that looks pretty safe. It's 46-44 now. And the Spurs and the Hornets are just underway. Those teams are both undefeated. Whoever loses is out. And it's just a matter of how many points the team wins by, as the Kings are in pretty good position, Drapes. I think they're going to get in.
Knock on wood, man. This guy, announcer Jinx over here. So right now they're second, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately, 2 undefeated teams play each other coming up,
Yeah,
right?
that's Charlotte, and they just started. Charlotte and the Spurs.
Charlotte and the Spurs. They just started. And so what are the other teams that? The
Raptors are playing tonight against the Warriors, and the Clippers are 3-0. They're playing the Nuggets, and I think that's all of them.
Yeah, and the thing about it, too.
Including the Hawks, as we said, are playing now and are up 2.
And the thing about it, too, Whitey, is when you look at the point differential, is this true? The Raptors' point differential is 17.0? Is that what you're saying? Can you double check that?
Yes, 17, and the Spurs are 16.7.
16.7. All right, so what we're really worried about, ignore those teams, like you said, the Hawks, the Clippers.
You're ahead of Minnesota no matter what.
And the Hornets. Yeah, just those three teams, really, realistically. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if the Spurs are Raptors, if they lose, then they're out too.
They're out too, right? If they lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who is it? Spurs and who playing?
Charlotte.
So really we're rooting for Charlotte here. Because then the Spurs lose, they're out.
Yeah.
And Charlotte, unless they win by like 40 or whatever it is.
I'm telling you.
All right.
It's working out.
Okay. Mr. Positive over here. I like that. Looking on the bright side.
But you're not going back anyway.
Nah, dude, you gotta understand.
I do understand.
I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago, Whitey. Don't forget. 2-3 weeks ago, I was kicking it in Vegas. Just went down there for another week. I need a break. Need a break from Vegas. Oh, I got an update. Remember my daughter texted me about tickets to what is it? Descendants at Golden One Center.
Yeah, Descendants and
who is it? Descendants and Zombies.
Yes.
Zombies and Descendants tour coming to Sac Golden One. She said, Dad, can I please, capital please go? And can Mika, capital Mika, come with? I got the tickets.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Got the tickets, big fella. So we'll be in the building.
Yeah.
Sunday at 7 o'clock, the 7 o'clock showing.
I got to say, Dame Lillard signing with the Blazers. Surprise. Drape's getting the tickets to the Chauffeur's Daughter.
You really think I spoil these damn kids, don't you? I mean, we could be.
I'm not saying,
this is a safe zone here, Whitey. Keep it
I
real.
would have no way of knowing. I don't know. I'm
right,
not with you.
right.
I just know that, you are very responsive to their requests.
Taylor Swift, Summer League.
I don't in any way.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, I kid you, but I think it's great. It works for you guys.
Well,
if I thought there's anything wrong with it, I wouldn't talk about it.
And here's the thing, too. I think about it as like, all right, we don't have anything going on Sunday.
Of course.
Why not go?
Plus, you're spending time with her.
Right. It'd be different. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be different if I said, all right, yeah, let's go to Dubai. I do have my limits. I have some sort of boundaries. You know what I mean?
And that's important. That was very significant that you said no
to
Dubai.
that.
All right. I got some parameters.
Oh, man. So, yeah. So we'll be in the G1C.
If you had said yes to Dubai, I don't even want to think about what would be next.
If I would have said yes to Dubai, I would give it up. I mean, I would be able to take the heat. Whatever heat you threw at me, I deserve, So, no Dubai.
Okay.
But we could go to Zombies and Descendants. I'm actually hoping one of the other parents want to go and they can, take the kids and I don't have to go. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck on that. Bottom of the hour, Rob Stats Guerrera is going to join us with more on the 49ers. I wanted to take a moment here with the baseball season at the quote-unquote halfway point to take stock of where we are here in Sacramento. How are we feeling about this whole thing with the A's? Are there ways in which we think we or the A's or baseball could improve this thing?
What?
The A's and the way things have worked so far at Sutter Health Park. And by the way, I know Ramsey has been to virtually every game.
Is there a way to improve it?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Obviously, there were a lot of kinks that they had to work out. And I think, technically things, and I think that's just through the process of, going through it. I think some of that's been taken care of.
Did you read that article I sent you and Jay from LeBron? Of the Sac B?
Did see that. I know him. I sat by him.
You know him?
I sat next to him at the media room. We had a meal together. I don't know, March or something. He had written something that I appreciated, and
so he was at
G1C? Yes.
Oh, how old is LeBron?
I don't know for sure. I'd say 30, maybe mid to later 30s, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Very nice
with
guy.
That name, I thought, God, this guy might be 20 years old or something, named after LeBron James.
Yeah,
but
and I
you
could be wrong. Maybe he's younger. I don't know, but I met him. The piece that you're talking about, I read it, and I wasn't sure what he meant exactly. Because he started out with he was unhappy that people were correcting him for saying Sacramento. And then I think by the end of that, he said he was blaming Vivek.
Yeah, at the end of it, he was blaming.
So I wasn't sure where we were going with the whole thing.
Well, he's, Bay Area people are mad at him, because his whole thing was, the Oakland chants. out there, actually. And he's like, can we at least not do that? Can we do Sacramento? But then he said, Vivek is the one that put us in this position by opening the doors, open arms, welcoming in, John Fisher. In terms of fan experience, I actually think it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I really don't know what you could do. I mean, you could make the line shorter or something, but it's, I don't really have any complaints. I've only been there twice, but it was definitely had a good time. I would like to see them address some of the issues that players apparently are having when it comes to the mound and the batters boxes. And maybe that's being over, exaggerated. Maybe it's not that big of an issue, but if it is, that's something, whether we know about it or not, that has to be addressed going forward if they're going to be here for 2-3 more years.
No, 100%. It's, when your home pitchers are even complaining, the home team, Luis Severino is having an issue.
Did you hear why the Blue Jays manager was thrown out Sunday?
No, why? What happened?
There was a line drive down the left field line, and the umpires ruled it foul because they couldn't tell for sure because the foul poles
because the poles weren't high enough. Really? So hold on.
Explain
that to me,
I'll explain it because I was there. My vantage point, I couldn't tell either because where we sit at, the angles down the line aren't the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But as Kev was saying, Davis Schneider, one of their outfielders, hit a ball directly down the line. And again, with the foul pole not being high enough and the ball traveling directly over it, they couldn't tell. Went to the replay center in New York. Replay center said call stands because they didn't have any direct evidence to turn the call over one way or the other. John Schneider, well, you go out and say your piece. He had a chance to walk out to left center field after he said his piece. And the next pitch, David Schneider goes yard to left center, no doubt home run to break up the perfect game attempt by Jeffrey Springs. And ironically enough, I personally had the privilege of talking to John Schneider after the game on Sunday. He was like, well, I lost my cool, said my piece, couldn't really take anything. And of some of the videos that I have taken, that video on my personal end has got the most traction so far of any of the videos that I've shot so far. Really, because and it may potentially be from those on the Toronto side that wanted his natural reaction to everything that happened. But speaking of John Schneider, I want to also speak to the other two managers that were here over this past 9-game homestand. Him, Brian Snitker from the Braves, Bob Melvin for the Giants. They all had pleasantries to say about Sutter Health Park. They were pleasant to deal with, especially Schneider and Brian Snitker, because the media contingent wasn't as large for those two teams, obviously, because they're on the other side of the country, whether it be Canada or Atlanta being in Georgia. But they all had nothing but nice things to say. They said the field, in their opinion, was in as best of a condition as it could possibly be, and they found ways to enjoy their time here in Sacramento. So we commend them and look forward to hearing from other teams that either have already been here or those that are still on their way here in these next 2 months.
Yeah, the whole thing with the foul poles, it's just you're not played in a major league stadium, so they're not as high. That's the way they are in minor league.
Right,
parks.
minor league.
And it was unfortunate, when it happens in a minor league game, it's like, it's too bad. And you forget about it. But in a major league game, it's a bigger deal. Now, as Ramsey said, ultimately it didn't matter. But that's there's no way around that if you're playing in a minor league park, which is, and I don't blame Vivek for that. I blame Major League Baseball and John Fisher. That's what's going to happen.
Right. But, wouldn't you think they're Major League Baseball or somebody from the A's would notice that from day one? Like,
I don't know if you can. I mean, if you made them longer, it would really look funny. It would be sticking way up over the top.
Yeah,
because
there are no stands or no seats out there.
Yeah.
And plus, in my opinion, I think especially when the weather cools down at night here in Sacramento, especially at that ballpark being right on the river, the poles, if you had them higher up, they might sway back and forth, in my opinion, due to the wind factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It has been very interesting. It's hard for me to imagine with all the complaints that we've had from players that we're going to still have this for 3 or maybe 4 more. Is it 3 more years max?
3 max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope somebody is able to do something at some point that makes fans here feel more like, okay, we're going to embrace this team more. I don't know if that's because they're not called Sacramento or if it's because of resentment over the relocation. I don't know, but it would be nice if we, if as fans, we were able to get behind, hey, it's our team. I just don't know if that's realistic.
Well, the article, from LeBron, and excuse me, I forget his name, said just that. It's, he talked about how, the A's didn't ingratiate themselves to Sacramento.
Right.
And so it's sort of, you get what you deserve kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he was also saying the same thing I'm saying is, I get it, and his issue was the Oakland chance. Mine was Oakland and sell. Like, as a player, like, how does that make you feel? I haven't heard anybody talk about that and get questioned that, but what you got?
It's LeBron Hill.
LeBron Hill.
Yeah.
That's him right there? That picture or no?
I believe it is.
Okay. I've never seen that guy. First time I heard of him. And you've sat next to him at
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's I just the question I have is, how long is this going to be a topic? When will we get to the point where we say it is what it is? Do you ever think that will come, Whitey? Where
no, because it's so unusual, and it's just so. It's always going to be an oddity. What LeBron says in his piece is that he thinks it would help if by the end of the year, Vivek or someone comes out and explains that, yes, we are hoping to get a team here. I believe that's what he said, right? He's hoping that somebody comes out with a plan. That would be nice, and I'm kind of halfway been expecting that to happen. I don't know, in my opinion, I don't think that makes any of it better. I don't know that it tamps down any of the ill will anywhere around it. It would be interesting, but I don't know if that's any sort of solution.
What if
the problem? We have all these problems. Yeah, but we're going to try to get a team. Don't we kind of know that that's behind all these efforts? Is at some point Sacramento
we know that.
Probably wants.
That's the play,
team.
right?
I think so.
But it one doesn't have to deal with the other in terms of the ball. All right, you want your team. Well, get the specifications right. The foul poles, the rubber on the mound, whatever it may be, the warning track. It's like, if you're going to do it up to as best you can, Major League Baseball specifications.
Yeah, and I do feel badly for the players. It's unfortunate that they have to go through just the uncertainty of where is the team gonna be.
Right.
Put aside the minor league aspect of it and everything that happened in Oakland. You got players playing here. It's like, where's our franchise going to be? Some of the players won't be here all that time, but they don't know. It's just, it's not an ideal situation in which to develop young players. And make no mistake, the A's have some really, really good prospects on this.
No, they really do.
Yes.
We saw it in the All-Star game, Brent Rooker, just how amazing he was. Jacob Wilson. You got some players out there, and that's why I feel bad for them. In terms of the product itself, like the team, you need some pitching, you need some bullpen help, but there's reason to go to the games. Like, there's talent, major league talent too, right? Why did this sure they playing in a minor league ballpark, but this is major league talent.
This is a more watchable team, in my opinion, than you could easily pick a handful of other major league teams and go, I'd rather watch the A's.
These guys, not only at the plate, but in the field as well with Denzel. Like, there's a lot. And from my point of view, the ease of getting into the ballpark is huge for me. Like, having to not battle the crowds as much, and, forget about the $30 parking. That's, but you could park right there. You don't have to walk a mile or anything like that. So I think, despite, some of the specifications not up to code or standard, it's still a good experience, I think, for Sacramento fans to go out there and watch.
I've got one little tidbit about the A season.
Okay.
Outside of that unfortunate 20 out of 21 game losing streak, the A's have been over 500. if you take that streak out, the A's
if you take that month,
if you take that month out, they played over 500 baseball.
Mrs. Lincoln,
how
was the show?
They've been just to your point, right? They've been competitive. It's not like watching, for example, I don't mean to badmouth them, but it's not like watching the Colorado Rockies. There is talent. I'm going to use Draper line. Shout out to my guys, Law Dog, Lawrence Butler, Denzel Clark. They've got personalities and dudes that are in the locker room that are doing their best to embrace Sacramento. They're out in the community. They're showing their faces.
And they're good players, too. That's the thing. They're
Right.
good
And they
young
have talent.
prospects. Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. David's been hanging on. Hello, David. What's up?
Well, yeah, so I was just going to, first-time caller, I was just going to say, being an A's fan for many, many, many years, and going to Oakland, and the prices were good there, I haven't heard you guys talking much about the ticket prices. They're sky high at Sutter Health Park, and I think that's why people are going also.
Thank you, David. I think that's a great point. I think there was a miscalculation made early on that, people are going to be crazy for all these seats, and we can sell them. And
right.
The people that were going to resell them bought a lot of those, and so they're unhappy. The people that bought them to resell them because now they're being sold for less. You're right. I think early on there was a miscalculation, and it's definitely a misstep when it came to the ticket prices.
Right, exactly.
No
and those
question.
people that bought it, season tickets, they're pissed off. They can't recoup their money, on the secondary market. But, and I've seen on Facebook groups and stuff, hey, what's the cheapest? Cheap tickets are out there, right? Like that.
Yeah.
You can get into the ballpark. And
Yeah.
so you just got to, like I learned, you got to go to the right websites.
Yeah. My daughter Lonnie got tickets for us to go see the A's play San Diego in April, and she was like, every day, winter tickets available, winter tickets available. So when they became available, she got them right away. By the time we went, and again, this was April, early in the year, and she found out how much those seats were actually going for that day. She's just very disappointed.
Right,
She bought those not to sell. She bought them to go to the game.
Right.
So, yeah, that was David makes a great point.
And you can't even turn around and sell them and get your money back and
Right.
buy cheaper. It's like,
right.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
And one other thing that was brought up in the chat, which I slightly failed to mention when we started talking about players, the A's may have not one, but they may have the number one and number two finishers potentially in the American League Rookie of the Year race with Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz, who hits bombs. He leads all rookies in Major League Baseball in home runs and is a talent. It took me a second to warm up to it because, again, he was first new to Major League Baseball in April, but I'm all in now. That dude is an up and coming star, in my opinion.
Alan on the text line says, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but the one A's game I went to was highly entertaining. Yes, the ballpark is not Major League. And you know that when you go out there. It's
Right.
just,
You know that.
no one's trying to pretend that it is. They don't have like a scrim that's like a fake upper deck out there.
Right.
We're fine.
It's Major League Baseball with a minor league feel.
Yeah.
To it. That's what
Intimate
it
is
is
the way they've been selling that since
Intimate.
February.
That's
The most intimate experience in baseball.
Okay.
I wonder if it'd be nice if there was something they could do structurally to give it a little bit more of a major league feel, but that's probably just architecturally. It's like, yeah, you can't do that. And they originally had planned to build a stadium that you could put a second deck on, but they had to hurry to complete the stadium in time for the season. There was a lot of weather, so they had to hurry up and finish it. And it was built in such a way that you couldn't do that. So that's just the way it is.
If you're, Sutter Health, Vivek, A's, how much are you investing in making improvements into that park for next season? Or, hey, they're only going to be here a few years. It is what it is kind of thing. Like, should they invest in making improvements to that?
I would think some they're going to have to if from the players union, and I'm kind of guessing on that. There may be things where the players association says, you got to fix this, and this, and this. I don't know. I'm just hoping, to David's point, that next year they do a better job with the ticket prices. That could make a huge difference next year.
Right. Exactly.
And I would love it if, and I'll never give up on this if this continues to be an issue, just say you're Sacramento. Why can't they do that, Drapes?
Yeah.
We all know, okay, we're not going to be Sacramento for more than 2, maybe 3 years, but we're the Sacramento A's. Why can't they do that?
Right. Why can't they do that? And, one thing LeBron pointed out in his piece, you look out into the outfield, You see Vegas, out there. It's like, that's not ingratiating yourself into the community.
Yes, we get it.
Right.
We know that you're not staying here, but don't make it harder for us to support you while you are here.
Yeah. You know what the organization should do, and they won't? There should be a refund to all those people.
Oh, no question.
A partial refund. Not a whole, but there should be, all right, we oversold this, we build this, here's 25% back, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. There needs to be some sort of give back.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be, but it should, it should be. Right?
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. As you were saying real quick about the whole Sacramento embracing it, many of us in the media, including the three of us sitting here, Jay has asked, City Connect jerseys go through a 3-year cycle. All you had to do was make a Sacramento City Connect jersey that would have satisfied a multitude of fans and a multitude of people in the city.
The A's, if they had City Connect jerseys next year, they'd be of the Las Vegas Strip,
right? They'd
what
mess
are we
that
doing?
Up, right?
Yes. Rob Stats Guerrera is going to join us with a look at a big move the 49ers made today. What's next for them? We'll find out on Sacktown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another pleasant evening tonight with clear skies and a bit of a delta breeze. Not as strong as last night, but temperatures eventually dropping off into the 50s with more daytime highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s on Friday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. And right now, save big on the perfect vehicle for your summer fun during our summertime savings event. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-646-5454. That's 800-646-5454.
Buckle up, racing fans. Adrenaline is back in full blast on July 19th. It's chaos, carnage, and crazy fun with boat trailer racing and more at the Stockton 99 Speedway on July 19th. Don't miss the madness. Tickets starting at just $15. Get yours today at Stockton99.com.
This summer, the heat keeps coming on the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kicking off when Third Eye Blind and Neon Trees light up the stage on July 25th at the venue at Thunder Valley. Then, head up to the lake for not one, but 2 nights with Old Dominion, August 1st and 2nd at the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. And come right back up August 17th for Glass Animals. On August 21st, flash back to your favorite decade with Lost 80s Rewind featuring Flock of Seagulls at Thunder Valley Resort and Casino. Then, get weird with the one and only Weird Al Yankovic live at the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic on August 24th. On August 29th, Japanese Breakfast takes the stage at the all-new Channel 24 music venue in downtown Sacramento. And don't miss the legendary Darius Rucker bringing the country heat to the Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic on September 13th. For tickets and more details, keep it right here on Sacktown Sports or visit sacktownsports.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Real quick programming note. We have Rob Stats Guerrera coming up in just a moment, but I want to let you know that Drape's Vegas buddy, Brendan Nunes, and Chris Watkins, they spoke with Scott Perry today. Had an extended sit-down with Scott Perry, so we're going to have that for you, that exclusive sit-down with Scott Perry, just a little after 5. Okay, so we have that coming up. Exclusive, Brendan Nunes, Chris Watkins with Scott Perry, Kings GM, a little after 5. Right now, nice enough to join us. I've mentioned this before. A lot of 49er podcasts out there. The best, that would be the Gold Standard 49ers podcast. And nice enough to join us is the host, Rob Stats Guerrera. How are you today, Rob?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for your time. Listen, on a scale of my dog ran away, boo, to I won the lottery, yay, on that scale, how happy are you that Alfred Collins has agreed to terms with the 49ers?
I won the lottery, yay.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely maximum happiness.
Oh, wow.
They need him. They need him to not only play, they need him to not only play well, they need him to do it as fast as humanly possible. Even with Alfred Collins, the depth on the defensive line is sketchy at best. So getting his deal done, I said, was even a bigger priority than figuring out what to do with Juwan Jennings.
Wow. That's good news.
Now, hold up, Stats.
Stats, listen, Kyle
up.
Draper here is an Eagles fan. You should know that. Just going in. Kyle Draper is an Eagles fan, so just keep that in mind.
But Stats, I hear you. But of the two, which one has the combustibility, if you will, a chance to blow up? It's the Juwan Jennings situation. I mean, we've already heard the reports. If he doesn't get paid, he's going to be unhappy and possibly request a trade. That could derail some things. Signing a second-round pick, you're saying, I mean, that's whoop-de-freaking-do. You're supposed to do that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be held hostage by wide receiver 3, Juwan Jennings. I mean, let's just call Juwan Jennings what he is here. I mean, we're all getting crazy. I know he had an okay year last year, but in the year of his life, Juwan Jennings couldn't even reach 1,000 yards. When he was getting targets like he's never seen before in his life, okay? He's a good player. I don't want to sit here and trash Juwan Jennings. He's absolutely a good player. But let's be real. The 49ers plan is to have Brandon Ayuk come back. It's to have first-round draft pick Ricky Pearsall be wide receiver 2. And in my opinion, they signed DeMarcus Robinson to be wide receiver 3.
What?
So a few weeks into this season, you could have Juwan Jennings back to, at best, wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4. And I don't want to pay wide receiver 4 more than the $7.5 million Juwan's supposed to get this year.
Mm-hmm. So Rob, and you partially answered this question right there. What do you expect the Niners to do with Juwan Jennings, and what would you do if it were up to you?
Well, what I expect them to do, and hopefully what they will do, I think is the same thing. What I would do is I would go to Juwan and say, look, we took care of you last year, but we realize we're in a bit of a tight spot early in this season. What if we give you, $1.5 million, $2 million more dollars this year? Maybe we'll put some incentives in the deal, some statistical incentives that if you reach, you could get paid even more. And then if you do all those things, you're going to hit unrestricted free agency next year, and you're going to get a bag from somebody that's not us. So that's what I would try to take care of him this year. Mm-hmm. Don't extend the contract beyond 2025, and then let him go get a market contract after the season.
Hey, Rob, who would you say, or I guess I'll throw it out like this, position-wise, which position is the biggest question mark going into camp?
I think it has to be safety, especially because you've got Malik Mustafa, who's coming off a knee injury, had knee surgery. He's not going to be, 100% there. You have Jair Brown, who had a great rookie year, but last year, frankly, looked lost at times. And after that, it's a bunch of scary if you're the 49ers at safety. Jason Pinnock was a signing that Robert Saleh seems to like, but, nobody was throwing any parades because they signed Jason Pinnock. They drafted Marquise Siegel in the 5th round, who's got potential, but he's a rookie. The safety position is very, very thin for the Niners right now.
That's Rob Stats Guerrera, host of the Gold Standard 49ers podcast. A great follow on X. And Rob, I saw on X you posted something about Robert Saleh bringing a noticeable energy back to the 49ers building. Tell us about that. How much energy is he bringing back to the plant?
I mean, everybody is overjoyed to have Saleh back. They have been searching for that quote-unquote energy ever since he left, really. Or I guess D'Amico Ryans had some of it too, but he kind of learned it from Saleh. Remember, he was the linebacker coach under Robert Saleh when Saleh was the DC there.
Yeah.
They like a guy that sort of gets everybody pumped up and juiced up. And let's be real, Kyle Shanahan is not sunshine and rainbows all the time. In fact, a lot of the time, especially if they're losing, he doesn't have that sort of positive energy all the time. I think Saleh is a guy that does. I think that rubs off on people inside the building. It's always better to work with someone who's more positive. I do think that helps. And they have been searching for it mostly since he was gone, and now it's back.
Rob Stats Guerrera joining us. Stats, when you look at Christian McCaffrey, obviously the injury coming back from that, all signs point to him being ready to go and in good shape. How much do you think they need from CMC this year to get back to the playoffs, win the division, and be a contender?
I think they need a lot from Christian McCaffrey, but not necessarily as a runner as much as you think. Last year, the 49ers averaged 4.7 yards per carry without Christian McCaffrey. In 2023, when they had Christian McCaffrey, they averaged 4.8 yards per carry. So basically identical numbers. The real difference with Christian McCaffrey comes in the passing game. A quarter of the passing targets in 2023 went to running backs because Christian McCaffrey is that damn good as a receiver, and they were successful at the 3rd best rate in the NFL. Last year, Brock stopped throwing to the running back. Just 11% of the targets went to running backs, and their success rate went all the way down to 21st in the league. So they went from 3rd to 21st. That is a huge step down. It is why the offense just bogged down at times. Brock didn't take the checkdowns to the running back, and even when he did, they didn't do nearly as much with them as Christian McCaffrey had done.
See, there's some of those hot stats right there that earned
no,
him a nickname.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob, usually at this time of year, it seems to me this is like a 49er fan tradition. Everybody's doing a lot of hand-wringing about the offensive line. Not hearing as much of that this year. Is that because the offensive line looks better, or is it just because there's more pressing issues?
Probably both, to be honest with you. I think the truth about the 49ers offensive line is this. Could it be better? Absolutely, it could be better. Is it as bad as 49ers fans say it is? No, it's just not. And I know that we get frustrated at times, but the truth is the truth. Brock Purdy was pressured on 35% of his throws last season. That was 18th in the NFL. So again, is there room for improvement? Of course. But it's basically middle of the pack. It's not as bad as 49ers fans say it is. I just mentioned the yards per carry, which was basically identical last year to the year before that. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Pro Football Focus ranked every position in the NFL, and they had Trent Williams and they had Dominic Pooney, both in the top 10 in the NFL in their position. There's only 5 offensive linemen. Okay, if 2 of them are the top 10 best in the league, how bad can your offensive line really be?
Okay.
There we go.
I don't know. It's a lot of sunshine and rainbows out here right now. No, we're Grant Cohn when you need them. Sorry, Stat. Sorry. I'm messing around. I do, we're talking about offensive line, safety, rookies, and all that. But a big question mark last season, a big issue last season was Jake Moody and his kicking. Supposedly changed his kicking routine or whatever it is. What kind of leash is he on, you think, to start the season?
It has to be short. It just has to be. He has not been very good. And last year, he looked just lost at times. Nobody had any faith in him to make a field goal beyond 40 yards. It was comical at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say kickers are like lawyers, right? Everybody hates them until you need them.
Yeah.
And when you need them, you want the best one that there is. And Jake Moody has not been that. He's in a kicking competition this year. And don't forget, too, the Niners have revamped every other part of their special teams unit this offseason. Mm-hmm. They have a new special teams coordinator in Brant Boyer. They have a new long snapper. They have a new punter. I wouldn't be shocked if they also had a new kicker.
Rob, we appreciate your time. We can send you on your way with this one. Could the 49ers, they've been a high-profile team for years. Could they be in position to maybe even sneak up on some teams and maybe even some experts and maybe even sneak up on some Eagles fans this year, in your opinion, if we're being objective?
Well, look, the Eagles are the standard right now. There's no getting around that.
Hold up, bro. I didn't hear you. What you say right there? You cut out.
I think you heard me just fine. But that's the reality. The Eagles are the standard. I do think the 49ers will be better this year than they were last year. They were crippled by injuries last year. The schedule is a cakewalk this season compared to 2023. I'm not going to say that the Niners are at the Eagles level right now, but they certainly should make the playoffs. And if they don't, there are real questions that everybody in San Francisco is going to have to answer.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That cupcake schedule, come on, man. Seriously, even with the injuries they had this year, they could have won 10 games with that schedule.
Okay.
Please.
Stats, you're the best. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having me, guys. Check us out on YouTube, Gold Standard 49ers.
You got it.
All right,
Thank you. When we come back, could Kuminga still be on the move somewhere? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800. And you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Shooting lower scores isn't always about changing your swing or equipment. Sometimes it's as simple as changing how you hit certain shots on the course. Molly Braid, a Golf Digest Best Young Teacher, sees a classic mistake on uphill chips. Players will grab a sand wedge thinking the high-lofted club will get the ball in the air, but instead, the ball pops too high and comes up short. Use a club with less loft, Braid says. Grab your pitching wedge, 9-iron, or even 8-iron, depending on how far you hit the ball. Set up with your hips and shoulders in line with the hill. The handle is going to come back, and there will be added loft to the club, so it will have more height, like a sand wedge. Your pitching wedge and your 9-iron don't have as much loft as your sand wedge, but when you're hitting from a steep uphill lie, your pitching wedge is going to produce sand wedge-like results. You'll get that high trajectory up and over the hill to land soft on the green. If that's your Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for being with us. We still got a lot to get to. Just after 5, we've got for you an exclusive interview, a sit-down, Brendan Nunes, Chris Watkins, with Scott Perry, GM of the Kings from Vegas. So we'll have that for you just after 5. The Jonathan Kuminga story is Mark Stein reporting that the Suns have some interest in Jonathan Kuminga, although it would be very difficult for them to acquire him. And then you have John Gambadora from is that from our sister station?
Is he a sister station?
I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure.
From the Suns station, and he and Mark Stein are going at it on that.
Oh, yeah, media on media crime out there.
It's kind of similar to what we had around here a couple weeks ago when we thought, oh, the Kings might be in on Kuminga, and then people started going at each other.
Yeah.
And we've got two heavyweights throwing punches.
Yeah, regarding Kuminga, Gambo said, I won't say no. Suns have liked Kuminga for a while. I don't think it's likely, so chances more in the low range, but won't rule it out. And here comes Mark Stein from the top rope. So grateful for the seal of approval. Now perhaps you can amend yesterday's statement about the advance payment having nothing to do with the holdup, since the Suns literally cut Beal a check, and then they just went back and forth after that. They just were going
Stein
at
is
each
wrong.
other.
The date has everything to do with it.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. A little media on media crime. It's a sister station. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shout out to that. Okay.
So I'm siding with Gambo on this.
100%. And Gambo's friend of show. We've had him on before. Yeah, I think you might have been off that week or something like that. But yeah, we've had Gambo on. So shout out to him. No, I'm with you. Can I get something off my chest, though?
Please.
I don't know if Ramsey can look up my music for the Drape Stakes. He's like, oh, man, he calling an audible. Omaha, Find that for me. But I'm getting a little upset at all the fees, or everything costing more. Case in point, and I'll get to my rant coming up here in a minute. I go to the grocery store.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down.
I go to the grocery store a couple of weeks ago, about to buy some bacon. You know how much bacon is right now, Whitey?
Woo, couldn't tell you.
It was like $13.99, $14. Wow. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, why is bacon so high? She's like, son, just go to Costco, get the 4-pack and freeze them. So that's what I did. But this brings me to my rant. I'm on the website Awful Announcing, and I see this story.
Are you saying you buy Kirkland bacon?
I had to. If it's 4 for $10, hell yeah, I'll buy a Kirkland bacon.
Are you talking pork or turkey bacon?
No, it's pork bacon. Peacock, according to Awful Announcing, Peacock jacks up prices as NBA debut lingers. Remember when Peacock burst on the scene?
I do.
They had the playoff game. Who was it?
That was
Dolphins,
the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Yeah, and everybody signed up. It used to be $5.99. Now for the ad-supported tier, it's $7.99.
Did you know that a majority of people that signed up for that game kept Peacock? People that signed up just to watch that game, and then most of them, I believe it's a high percentage, just kept it.
Well, it's been actually, I got it. You know, I got it through Xfinity, obviously, but I find myself watching Peacock. They actually got some good sports. Open, you know, golf and everything I check out. So right now it's $7.99. But on July 23rd, it's going up to $10.99 a month. Nearly a 40% hike. Wow. This country is out of control with the subscriptions, Whitey. So if I got Peacock at $10.99, I got Apple TV, I got Apple Music, I got Disney bundle with Hulu, I got Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude, something got to change.
And if you thought you were going to watch Peacock while eating bacon, you
can't.
All about that.
And I got to pay for bacon and eggs. Eggs, $9 for a dozen. Something got to change. Government intervention. This is ridiculous right now. And they say the reason Peacock's going up, according to this article, the cost of live sports. NBC will be paying over $2 billion per year for its new NBA package.
Woo!
So
that is a huge increase.
It really is. It's a huge increase. Netflix has gone up. When is enough, Whitey? Like, I'm going to do an audit on all my subscriptions, all my monthly.
I think you've said that before.
I know, and I still haven't done it. I got the DoorDash. I just got the email DoorDash subscriptions going up as well. Like, I feel like ever since COVID happened, businesses are using rising costs as an excuse to hit the customer with more fees.
Yeah.
Not only that, Whitey, I'm going to continue my rant right here, big fella, because somebody said this on social media, and I 1,000% agree. Tipping culture is out of control.
Tipping culture.
Hell yeah, Whitey. If I go to Starbucks or I go to Temple Coffee and I get a nice latte, if you will, that costs me $8.99, there should not be a section that automatically defaults to 20% tip.
Right. Not automatically, no.
No, exactly. And it's to go. Like, if I get something to go, before the screens, you didn't have the tip screens before when you got something to go. It was just there. Now, every terminal comes up, do you want to add a tip? Hell no, I don't want to add a tip if I just got a Twinkie bar at the gas station. Gas station attendant ain't doing a damn thing. Like, tipping culture and the fees, and don't get me started, Whitey, on the airline fees and the car rental fees. There needs, like, it disgusts me the amount of money things cost, man. Don't get me started on Airbnb fees. Their cleaning fee, you rent a home for $200, but the cleaning fee is $500. We got to do something.
It's the hidden fees.
Yeah, how can we get that under control, Whitey? I'll add another thing.
Question. Yeah, what?
Ticketmaster. Concert ticket fees. I go to Taylor Swift, $2,300 per ticket. By the time I checked out, it was $5,400 total. Like, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to spend $4,000. I spent almost another $1,000 in fees, Whitey. When is enough enough? We got so much going on in our country right now. When are we as the people going to demand an end to fees and into price gouging? They keep raising the prices and we keep paying it.
We need fee transparency. That's what we need.
That's what we need.
That is what we need.
Like, you know how it is. Like a salary cap in basketball. We know going in, all right, the cap's going to be this. When I sign up for something, Peacock, I need to know this going to be the cap. Or at least if you're going to raise, it's like, and here's the problem. You work here at Bonneville, Sacktown Sports. I don't know what your contract looks like, but I guarantee you, my raise from year 1 to year 2 did not equal the price of bacon going up. Bacon went up 40% in the last year. I didn't get a 40% raise, Whitey, I tell you that. So why are wages not matching the fees and everything that's going up?
You know where this started? It started with those things that you order on TV. Like, you get 3 of these. Only $19.99. Yeah. Just pay a separate fee for postage and handling. Like, okay. And that's like $30.
Right.
That's where it started. People realize, ooh, we can hide the fees in there.
Yes.
People are going to pay. They don't even know they're paying.
And lastly, this is the worst one. This is the worst. When you go to an establishment and they charge you a different price, cash to credit. I get it. Fees are being passed on to the businesses. But there's no reason why I should be paying $2 extra for using a card when you're only getting charged 2%. You know what I mean?
That's why
it doesn't add up.
Arco and I pay cash.
Do you really?
For that reason, yes.
It's ridiculous, right?
Facts, Whitey, facts.
See, I got to start doing that, man, because it is unbelievable, man. I'm just frustrated right now. Peacock going up to $10.99. I'm paying $11 for Peacock, $10 for Apple TV, $16 for ESPN Disney bundle. I'm at like $50, $60, $70 a month just on things I really don't watch.
It's expensive to cut the cord, isn't it?
Right. I'm paying for, The Athletic monthly.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, I'm going to do an audit here.
Sheena was just asking me about that yesterday. You know that's going up?
It's ridiculous, right? Something's got to change, man.
Oh, when we come back, we're going to hear from Scott Perry. Scott Perry sat down with Brendan Nunes. His exclusive interview from Vegas is coming up with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Whitey here, and I want to remind you, not all grills are created equal. The Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers are built different, built better, and built to last, with features other grills can't match, complete with a lifetime warranty. It's a great time to find out for yourself because Napoleon's Pro Summer Blast is on right now. Save up to $400 today on a Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Grill. Become the envy of your neighborhood. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and get grilling today on your new Napoleon Prestige Pro Grill. Napoleon Stainless Steel Grills, simply the best.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business, whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
Nighttime is fun time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying technology, where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks, compete against your friends in a variety of games, or just practice at your leisure. There's food when you're hungry from hangout eats and drinks, or enjoy a beverage on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And check out the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Open Championship Leaderboard Update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here with your 5 o'clock Sacktown Sports, the Open Update. Going into the clubhouse at 4 under, a round of 67 in Northern Ireland. 5 players are tied for the lead, including American Harris English and Northern Ireland native Matt Fitzpatrick. You've got Scotty Scheffler just 1 stroke back at 3 under. You've got a multitude of others at 2 under, including Ricky Fowler and another Irishman in Lee Westwood. Finally, you've got Phil Mickelson and Rory McIlroy, just 1 stroke back of them at 1 under par, 3 strokes off the lead. Coming up in about approximately 7 to 10 minutes, we've got a live exclusive interview with Scott Perry. Here we go, back to the final hour of Sacktown Sports with the Drive, guys.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 4.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
You want Kings Talk? Yeah, you want Scott Perry. Brendan Nunes exclusive Scott Perry interview coming up in just a few minutes. By the way, Brendan wanted us to mention Chris Watkins helped him a lot with this interview. I don't know if Chris is actually on the interview.
Okay.
Here in just a few moments, but good job, Brendan Nunes. Good job, our friend Chris Watkins. Got some Summer League news for you on how things are looking for the Kings. Kings, of course, hoping to advance in the Summer League. So, tell you how things are going. We got some good news and some not so good news on that front.
Oh,
first, yeah. Okay, I'll just tell you now.
Yeah.
We got the Hawks are undefeated, but they right now are losing to the Grizzlies by 3 with 1:34 left. So, even if the Hawks pull that one out, there's no way they're going to extend their point differential. So it looks like the Hawks are out.
Okay. All right, good. Don't have to worry about them.
At least they're not going to pass up the Kings. We also have 2 3-0 teams playing each other, Hornets and the Spurs. The Hornets are leading with 9:06 left in the third, Drapes.
That's what we want, though, right?
56-37.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I got to do the math here.
Spurs could be coming back, but the Hornets have a big lead in that one. They're up 19, and their point differential was what?
8.7.
Okay.
Ours is 11.5.
Okay, so that
so
based on your math earlier, they should still be in
27,
decent shape there.
26. So, yeah, they would have to win by 22, even more than 22. About 22 or so, 20 points.
Well, so that's a possibility.
That's a possibility.
Right now.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. About 20 points or so.
Also tonight, the 3-0 Raptors are taking on the Warriors, and the Clippers also 3-0 taking on the Nuggets. So the Kings might have to sweat it out a little bit here or there, but it looks like they have a really good chance of moving into the championship round at Summer League. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Buddha has been hanging on. Buddha, you're on with the drive, guys. What can we do for you?
What's up, family?
What's up?
How y'all boys doing? It's good to talk to my boys Drape and Whitey, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
What can we do for you?
Shoot. Well, first, let me just say, go ahead and get that Summer League championship. For real. Because that boy, Nique, he look like a problem. He look like he can turn into a star. If Zach LaVine and DeMar teach him the ropes of the game, the sky the limit, to be honest. But as far as that, I think we still need to get a power forward, man. Scott Perry, please do it for me, brother. Do it for me. I'm thinking something like, what you thinking? Would you do something like Devin Carter for Chris Murray? Because I feel like we got a lot of guards, so we'll be switching out. And also, Portland got a lot of wings, so I don't know. They might need an extra guard, even though Dane just went there. He's going to be out for most of the year, so they still might need an extra guard. And Chris Murray, his defense is just like Keegan's, to be honest. I ain't going to lie. His first year, he almost averaged a steal. He was at like 0.9 or something like that, but he didn't play a lot of minutes. But if he had a lot of minutes, he would average a steal. And if you trade him for Devin Carter, you'll be saving a little bit of money. And I know Vec, he into the money game. So, you know what I mean? I think it'll help us out. What you guys think?
Thank you, Buddha. What do you think, Drapes?
What, Chris Murray?
Yeah, Chris Murray, Devin Carter. Yeah.
I was thinking about Chris Murray with Portland. It seems like he's kind of the odd man out up there in Portland. I would not be surprised, if around trade deadline, his name is being bandied about, mentioned out there. I just don't see a spot for him right now with the Blazers.
As I look at this, we broke this down earlier. I don't necessarily see that need for a power forward. That depends on how Reynaud works out. But right now, you look at your forward centers, you got Sabonis and Šarić, and we don't know if Šarić can play.
Right.
If he can't, then all right. Well, then you do have a gap there. Isaac Jones, Eubanks, and Reynaud. If all those guys are healthy and can play, I don't know, these are big ifs. And if Reynaud can play some 4, I don't know that if I really have a pressing need there.
Well, the problem I have with that is you got one guy we know for sure is going to be great, and that's Tomas. Everybody else, there's some question marks.
Sure.
And so, when you're a championship, you're competing for a championship, aspiring to a championship, you want to have you want to have as few question marks as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully Reynaud can, play well. Hopefully Šarić is healthy. And so, yeah, I get it. But I'm a little nervous about it. We got to see how it plays out. Hopefully one of those guys takes the mantle and, takes the ball and run with it.
I'm a little more nervous personally about the wing spot, like the 3, the small forward, because if you got Murray and DeRozan and Nique Clifford, and maybe Devin could play up. But to me, that's a greater need right now. Let's see what TC's got for us. It's time for Check It with TC, just moments away from the Scott Perry interview. What's up, TC?
Hey, Drapes, Whitey, what's up with my guys? Hey, look. Hey, Ramsey put me on. Hey, look, check it out. So, look. Hey, Scott Perry finna come with some fire. You already know what he's talking about. Hey, I'm with Boot on that. I just did that on Spo. Straight across at work, Devin for Chris Murray.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a solid trade. I don't get caught up in the whole, we can't have twins, we can't have brothers. No, bro, he's another wing, another height that we need on the team. Period, point blank. So don't get caught up in the madness. As far as, hey, I know it's a little bit off topic, but let me run with it. Jawan Jennings, because I couldn't get in when y'all called on that. He want his money, man. He tired of him, bro. He tired of the boy Kyle, man. I'm telling you. Everybody talking about divas, people want their money because they see the true colors with that dude. I don't care about the Super Bowl appearances, the NFC appearances. We ain't won no ring. And the team is finally seeing that. Bro, I'm the best receiver on this team. BA is hurt. I'm the second best receiver when BA is playing. Right now, I'm the top dog, bro, so pay me. Period, point blank. And I'm feeling some type of way about you anyway, Kyle. I'm telling you, the team is falling off on that dude, bro. Y'all don't want to believe it. That's all I got.
TC. Okay, check it.
By the way, getting back to Chris Murray, I mean, Chris Murray he would address your small forward.
No, he would, right? Yes.
Yeah.
He could play the 3 for sure.
I know Budasam is more of a big, but he'd be more like obviously another Keegan.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine Keegan and Chris?
Can you imagine?
Oh, I know, right? That'd be tough. I just look at the numbers. I don't think it'll happen, but I do think keep an eye on Portland with Chris, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just hasn't panned out, and I don't see a role for him there with him.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to Brendan Nunes now. Brendan today did a sit-down with Scott Perry, so here's his exclusive interview. Chris Watkins helped a lot with this too. Brendan Nunes and Scott Perry on Sacktown Sports.
All right, sitting here with Sacramento Kings General Manager Scott Perry. Scott, thanks for taking the time out of your day, man. How's Vegas been treating you? It's obviously got to be pretty good to see your summer league team sitting here up 4-0.
Yeah, well, Vegas is Vegas. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, but enjoying the time, getting to know everybody, obviously with the staff and all the players on the roster and coaches. And so far, so good. It's been a good week. Team has played very hard. We've won all the games, as you've mentioned, but the biggest thing that has pleased me is just how hard we've played and how together we've played.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing Coach Mystery do it with an identity, that defensive orientation. It's a lot of the things we've heard you echo as well. And the big thing that you've mentioned is building that identity. How much is establishing that in the summer league, the first event since you've been able to take over, already establishing that here now?
Well, we talked about that at the onset of this summer league. This group, this was the first opportunity to start laying the foundation for that identity. Those 6 values that we talk about so much: competitive, tough, team-oriented, disciplined, accountable, and professional. I'm seeing those qualities with our group, both on and off the court. That's extremely important to us. And so I'm proud of what we've been able to do thus far.
Absolutely. And when you're establishing those identities, the 6 things you've laid out, can't help you mention it in every single thing. Obviously,
exactly.
A very key staple here. I was ready to be tested for what it's worth.
Okay, all right, okay. Pass your test.
There we go. But what's the process like for you in figuring out, establishing what those 6 things are going to be? You've spent a lot of time in the league. Is this something that you've held with you throughout the years, or has it slowly developed over time to this point?
I would say it's been fine-tuned over the years, but a lot of these values are really at my core and what I believe in terms of team building. When you examine very successful sports franchises, not just basketball ones, but football, baseball, you name the sport, a lot of these qualities that I talk about, these values, exist in those areas. And so you have to be committed to that to be able to live those every day. I think when you do that, you give yourself an opportunity to be successful over a longer period of time.
Right. So betting on the person in part of this, because a lot of what you're pointing to is the intangibles. Obviously, there's the basketball skill as well, but betting on that translating.
Oh, there's no question about it. Because look, most of the guys anyway, when you get to this level, have some measure of talent, some skill, whether they can run fast, jump high, shoot the ball well, defend well, whatever it may be. But the biggest separator I've found over my 25 years in the NBA and 13 years prior to that in college coaching is the makeup of the person, because that's what endures over a 7 to 9 month season is those qualities. That's what a person's going to have to lean on. So that's what's going to be the little things that separate when 2 guys are talented, people that have those 6 values and practice those every day, I believe give you a little added advantage necessary to come out on top.
Yeah, and obviously you think the rookies play into that well. We've seen them playing well on the court out here as well. But what's the, can you take us behind the scenes a little bit in the process of when you're trying to evaluate those things? Like we mentioned, intangibles, I think they can be a little bit harder to read into rather than just watching film. But what's the process like for not only when you're bringing guys in, but you're inheriting a roster and looking at what you already have already and trying to figure out who fits what you're looking for there?
Yeah, well, a lot of that is time spent through either conversation or observation and how they practice or playing games or just how they interact with coaches or teammates or front office. It's a constant learning to really figure out who really has those qualities. So I'm still in the process of determining that. Now, as it relates to the rookies, there's a lot of homework that goes in to drafting a player. Of course, we liked their talent. We evaluated the talent, thought that they were good enough to be NBA players. But in talking to a number of people that live with them, been around them, mentored them, they all would say, hey, they exhibited a lot of those qualities and made us more comfortable in selecting them in the draft, or in Dylan Cardwell's case, signing him as a two-way player.
Absolutely. And then you see, already rostered guys like DeMar. You never hear a bad thing about him. A great locker room guy. How important is it to have those established guys that have already proven all that things that you're saying to be that mentor for the younger players?
It's extremely important. In my experience, the best team that I obviously have been around for a number of years was Detroit Pistons back in the 2000s. And what made us special and great at that time was the locker room and the men that resided in that locker room. Because not only did the organization set a vision and the standard, they did themselves. They understood it and they carried it out. So now when you start to bring younger players in or other people into the locker room, it polices themselves. They let the rookies know, or the younger players know, or anybody you may trade for know, this is how we do business. So you mentioned a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who I've had tremendous amount of respect for over his career. I've watched him, and I've watched him develop as a pro. And at every stop he's been professional. He's been accountable. He's been disciplined. All those things we talk competitive, tough, team-oriented. So now when he sits with a Nique Clifford or Maxime Renault, his words are going to matter because he's done it. He's played. And that knowledge that he can share and others like him can share with the younger players, but I believe helps equip them, the younger players, to be successful as they move forward.
Absolutely. And then we see Devin out here, obviously playing well, dealing with some things a little bit, but, inheriting a guy like that, obviously, I'm sure that you were familiar with him throughout your own evaluation process when you were in New York, but what have your impressions of him been, and how do you feel like he can continue to develop as a player, moving him into that point guard spot a little bit?
Yes, definitely continue to learn Devin as well. He had a very defensive orientation as a player when he was at Providence. I think that's what allowed him to be drafted where he was drafted. And so I want to see him continue to make that impact at this level. I've always believed, as a young player, when you come in the door, you have to maximize your strengths. So his strength is his ability to defend the basketball. He's got long arms. He's got good straight ahead speed. What I've liked from him in the summer league too, he's had some moments, especially on the offensive side, where he can really push the ball and attack the rim and get there with the ability to finish. He's not a finished product there yet. He's developing for sure. And it's going to be incumbent upon us and our coaching staff to help him develop and grow as a player in those areas that he's not quite as strong at yet. But he's got to consistently defend at a high level, because that is the one thing that he can do to help our team and our organization have a chance at success.
Yeah, which obviously fits into that defensive orientation that Coach Dip is doing. You're talking about how much, we've seen the league, I'm sure you've seen it obviously change so much in the time you've been in here. It almost feels like, I guess I can't go quite back as far as you, to be honest, but my perspective, you see like Houston and Golden State transitioning the game a little bit where it becomes more 3-point oriented, and then everybody adapts to that, and then teams start to zag a little. How much do you keep up with like just the trends of the direction of the league and trying to, counter that compared to playing your own game?
You definitely keep.
Okay, our apologies. We have a little bit of an issue technically that Ramsey is working to.
All right, sitting here with Sacramento Kings general manager.
Oh, no, he got to cue it up again.
Yeah. You take your time, Ramsey. That's an exclusive interview. Brendan Nunes catching up today with Scott Perry, of course. And I want to give special shout out also to Chris Watkins. So interesting conversation. We'll get back to it when Ramsey is able to find that spot again. Our apologies. But yeah, it's interesting. The conversations as it revolves around DeMar DeRozan and how he fits the principles, the core principles. We're back now. Here's more.
And so I want to see him continue to make that impact at this level. I've always believed as a young player, when you come in the door, you have to maximize your strengths. So his strength is his ability to defend the basketball. He's got long arms. He's got good straight ahead speed. What I've liked from him in the summer league too, he's had some moments, especially on the offensive side, where he can really push the ball and attack the rim and get there with the ability to finish. He's not a finished product there yet. He's developing for sure. And it's going to be incumbent upon us and our coaching staff to help him develop and grow as a player in those areas that he's not quite as strong at yet. But he's got to consistently defend at a high level, because that is the one thing that he can do to help our team and our organization have a chance at success.
Yeah, which obviously fits into that defensive orientation that
Absolutely.
Coach Dip is doing, you're talking about. How much, we've seen the league, I'm sure you've seen it obviously change so much in the time you've been in here. It almost feels like, I guess I can't go quite back as far as you, to be honest, but my perspective, you see like Houston and Golden State transitioning the game a little bit where it becomes more 3-point oriented, and then everybody adapts to that, and then teams start to zag a little. How much do you keep up with like just the trends of the direction of the league and trying to, counter that compared to playing your own game?
You definitely keep up with, quote unquote, the trends of the league. But I just believe you have to have a solid foundation and principles of what you believe what it takes to win. There's multiple ways to win. So if one team is shooting a ton of threes and they happen to win that year, but again, when you talk about the Golden State Warriors, when they were winning, they had two of the best shooters of all time. Probably the best shooter of all time is Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson was right behind him. But they were extremely effective in the 2-point area as well. And what didn't get talked about a lot with that group is they were a top 10 defense each of those years. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. So to me, we want to build our identity of who we are. We believe firmly that it is a winning recipe when you play it the right way, and then you just own it. And so this old saying, like in boxing, styles make fights, and so it's no different in basketball or football and other sports. You might have a team that really likes to run, maybe have another team that likes to play half court. It's who can play their game the best on a particular night or in the playoffs in a particular series that end up coming out on top.
Yeah. And then obviously we mentioned like how you want your guys to play, the energy that you want out there, but stylistically trying to figure it out. You mentioned styles make fights, going to depend on what you have on the roster. But when you're inheriting something, trying to build, how much are you, there's the current guys and how do we optimize what we got going on right now compared to, hey, we're still working to build towards something. So we're going to try and mold things in a new direction.
Well, I've said often about this year is really about building our identity. So we're going to play to that identity. And, Doug Christie and I are very much aligned on that. I think you've seen an early indication of how we're going to play in Summer League in terms of extending the floor defensively and allowing that type of effort and energy to create offensive opportunities and to be able to play faster offensively off of an attacking defense, a swarming type defense. So that part is what we want to establish, how we want to play, and the guys on the roster, we're confident we'll buy into that, and we'll continue as we watch and evaluate to make whatever necessary adjustments to the roster that we need to.
Yeah. And that full court pressure you're seeing out here, there's also defensive positional versatility, especially with the rookies you're seeing here. It feels like positions in general get a little bit muddied in the modern NBA. Like I'm curious, like when you're talking about needing a point guard with Dennis Schroeder, right? I think people have in their mind what a traditional point guard is, but is there, I guess, like, do you have a definition for that sort of role? Or are you more so looking for, hey, we need a distributor, we need this specific skill set?
No, look, the point guard position, even though it has evolved and how some of the guys play it, still to me requires a lot of leadership and really a coach on the floor mentality and understanding of not only his role, but all of the other players on the floor to be able to see the game, make decisions, when to push it, maybe when to slow it up a little bit. He also is the initiator of your defense because oftentimes he's going to be matched up with the primary ball handler for most teams. So that is still the position is still hugely important. Even though how it's played may have evolved some, you still can't run away from the leadership that it requires. That's why we went out and got a guy like Schroeder, who has exhibited that leadership, but he also exhibits that toughness. He's a fearless competitor and playing the position. And that personality, should resonate amongst his teammates and allow us, again, to start creating the style of play that we want to be known for in Sacramento.
Yeah. And then when you look at positions sort of 2 to 4 there as well, that feels like where there's a lot of interchangeability in today's league. How much do you differentiate all of them, or just, you need to be able to match up with what the other teams got out there?
Look, obviously you got to be able to have some size to match up with different teams because the league is constantly getting bigger. So that's going to be important. It's great, like you said, to be able to be versatile and guard 2 through 4 or 1 through 4 allows your team to switch defensively effectively. And so I'm just excited about it. Again, I need to see the full roster together playing. Right. So before I get too much into the weeds and talking about, what we look like, I've seen this team from afar for the most part. And so I'm anxious for training camp to start and see Doug and his staff put their imprint on this group and get them to play, the Sacramento way, if you will, moving forward.
Absolutely. And last thing I got for you, Scott, just how has this process been for you? Is it fun to take over a new team? You got, like you mentioned, you're learning everybody, trying to turn things in a new direction. Is it an enjoyable process for you? A little stressful?
No, it's awesome. I really enjoy coming into a new situation. Obviously, I had some, a little bit of familiarity with the community, obviously with the VEC ownership and some of the people that worked here. So that made it even easier for me to come in and get adjusted a little faster. But I enjoy the building process and building something and making it, something that can become successful in the near future. So every morning I wake up happy about that. And I have a lot of good people that are working with me because you can't do it alone. That's the most, my staff, and you'll hear me say this often, the staff is what makes or breaks, leadership or, success. And we're assembling an excellent front office staff as we have with the coaching staff, and the support staff in the building is awesome. And so that culture and those 6 things, that applies to that group as well too. It's not just to the players. And so that's what makes me most excited, just getting everybody together and everybody buying in to build something that we hope is going to be special.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Scott. Appreciate it, man. I know the city of Sacramento's excited, man.
All right. Thank you.
Scott Perry, what'd you think of what Scott had to say? We're back with that and a peek at Summer League Drive Guys next on Sacktown Sports.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Whitey here, and I want to remind you, not all grills are created equal. The Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers are built different, built better, and built to last, with features other grills can't match, complete with a lifetime warranty. It's a great time to find out for yourself because Napoleon's Pro Summer Blast is on right now. Save up to $400 today on a Napoleon stainless steel Pro Grill. Become the envy of your neighborhood. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and get grilling today on your new Napoleon Prestige Pro Grill. Napoleon stainless steel grills, simply the best.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Woo! Thanks, Brendan Nunez and Scott Perry. Exclusive sit-down interview. Anything stand out to you, Drapes? Scott Perry's conversation today, Vegas.
At the end there, Brendan asked him about the style of play, how we going to look, and he admitted, I got to wait to see how these guys look together, and that could be thought of also as, let me see how they play before I make any drastic changes.
Yeah.
He wants to see what the team looks like, it sounds like. So
yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
One of the things that stood out to me is I was talking about this earlier today. You've got your summer league players, and they're definitely checking off all 6 of those items on Scott Perry's culture list. And I question whether do some of your veterans play that way?
Ooh.
And Scott Perry said DeMar DeRozan is always compared to those 6 principles. So it's like, I hadn't looked at it that way. He's always been competitive and team first. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it sounds like DeRozan is a Scott Perry guy.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
So
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ashley's been hanging on. What's up, Ashley? Thanks for hanging. What can we do for you?
So I wanted to ask real quickly, if the Kings, I know that Scott Perry has said that he's interested in working with Malik, but that can mean a lot of different things. If Malik were to get moved, do you see, with a lot of free agent talent, do you see that? I think Amir Coffey would be a good addition with his 6'7" frame and being able to play shooting guard or small forward and having that 41% 3-point clip last year, what would you think of an Amir Coffey signing if Monk were to be traded?
Thank you for the call. I think we're both on record as saying we'd be on board with that.
yeah,
right?
solid player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he? 27, something like that. Good player. It doesn't move the needle a whole lot for me, but a depth piece at that wing position you talked about.
Shooter. I'd still like, and I'd prefer the guy I bring in there to be maybe, 6'8" or 6'9", but Amir Coffey's a good player.
Yeah, good player. Had some good years on the Clippers team. So, yeah, I'd take a flyer.
Quick question for you. Where are we at with Trey Lyles?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's gone.
just out there. Yeah, he's just out there floundering in the wind.
When you look at the people they have, and it depends again on Šarić, but I know there's some people have linked him maybe to going and rejoining Mike Brown. I've heard nothing on him. We've talked about that. Like, hey, I'd be open to Trey Lyles. It doesn't look like, no matter what you think, Rams, or we think, it doesn't look like the Kings are interested, but sometimes these things, they take a while to develop, and all of a sudden, hey, guess who's back? We'll see. The Hornets are leading the Spurs 83-59.
So what are you saying there, Whitey? Are we
8:33 left? So I think the Hornets are in pretty good shape, but that's okay.
Does that eliminate us?
No,
because you need Toronto to maybe lose. Who else tonight?
You've got
Denver,
the Clippers.
Right? Clippers, yeah.
Yeah. Let's say that Charlotte wins and they end up boosting their differential ahead of the Kings. Then Kings they would be third behind OKC and Charlotte. That's if that happens. So then you still third or fourth and you're in. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, if that happens, that's where we would
be. And Atlanta's out because they won today, but they didn't win by much.
They didn't cover it. Yeah. They didn't hit it enough.
So you really have to worry right now, I would think, about the Raptors and the Clippers winning by a bazillion points. That would be bad for you if they both win by a bazillion.
Yeah, points. But, right now, the Raptors, I think, if they win, they'll beat us. Like,
right,
because they're playing to 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who'd we say, the Clippers?
Yeah, the Clippers, and they're +9.
So really it's the Raptors and Clippers. And most likely we need the Clippers to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
The Raptors could lose too.
Yeah.
If they both lose, doesn't matter what the point differential is.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. We would bump down to 3, so it'd be OKC, Charlotte, us, Raptors, and Clippers. And we need one of those to lose or
Yeah.
Okay.
Minnesota, I think, could still kind of back in if other teams lose.
If those other teams lost, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're watching us just like we are. Yep.
Real quick here, I wanted to take a look back at the Kings' previous summer league titles, and I don't know if they're going to win this year. I'm not trying to jinx anything, but this was kind of funny. 2014, the Kings won the summer league drapes. Ray McCallum Jr. was the championship game MVP. The team ended up going in the following regular season 29-53, but we celebrated that summer league title. 2021, the Kings won the summer league. Davion Mitchell and Cam Thomas were co-MVPs of summer league.
Ooh.
Yeah. Lewis King was the title game MVP.
Yes.
Kings beat Boston. And the team ended up going 30-52. So the success hasn't necessarily translated to the regular season. Also, 2022, Keegan Murray was the MVP of Summer League.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
The MVP. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've had some success there.
Uh-huh.
Davion was good.
Yeah.
Keegan. Who was the co-MVP with Davion also there?
That was Cam Thomas.
Yeah. Solid player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stars are born in Summer League, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it'd be fun. I'm pulling for them because they're playing so hard. I feel like they should be rewarded for all that solid effort in summer league.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, I know Toronto's, point differential is 17 and everything, but it's hard for me to imagine a team playing better than Sacramento,
right?
During the summer league.
I did a podcast last night with a friend of mine, Charlie. He does a Warrior podcast.
Of course.
I worked with him. Right. One of the things he asked was, how are the fans feeling about Maxime Reynaud? It's like I almost couldn't find the words. It's
right.
Like, everybody loves him.
Right.
Everybody.
Nick got a picture with Maxime, and I thought, damn, I should have got a Reynaud jersey also.
Yes.
I got that. Like those guys, and I'm doing my bidding for the organization. They got Nique Clifford and Reynaud jerseys at the team store right now.
Yeah.
So those things are hot. So, go out there and get it. But seems like those two guys are going to be around, and for sure, Nique and hopefully Reynaud in the rotation.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to go this year. It's probably not going to be smooth sailing all the way through for him, but it's going to be really fun and really interesting. As I hope, Whitey's Wayback Machine Quiz will be really fun and really interesting. Are you ready to take on Ramsey?
Yeah, I'm the reigning champ. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am ready.
Get it.
He got you last time, didn't he, Ramsey?
I did. I beat him. I beat Jay. Your boy is on fire lately here.
Wayback Quiz coming up next on Sacktown Sports.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hobbit, a Hobbit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Hobbit Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
We're going all in on Ram this month with not just employee pricing, but huge emphasis on the plus. You can only get at Hobbit. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
What about those hard-to-find Ram heavy duties?
If you're looking for something bigger, save up to $13,500 off MSRP on the hard-to-find brand new 2025 heavy-duty Ram 2500s and 3500s, with 500 new Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobbitdodge.com. Nobody beats Hobbit. Period. $16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn after $6,500 factory rebates and $9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $2,500 SFS bonus cash. Must finance with Stellantis. $1,000 trading assist with eligible trade-in. $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. $13,500 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 Limited after $4,000 factory rebates and $9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $2,500 select inventory bonus cash and $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. At least 5 at each net savings. Employee pricing included in dealer discounts. See dealer for details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This summer with Kohl's, you can rack up the compliments. Like, where'd you get that dress? Tell me all your makeup secrets. Or, ooh, my husband needs that polo in every color. Because Kohl's has what you need. Cute dresses, Sephora essentials, stylish polos, comfy kids clothes, and more. Plus, take 20% off some of your faves. Yep, cue the compliments with Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends July 20th. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or kohls.com for details.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water rail.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
We've had quite a show today. Thanks for being with us. And, this time of year is common for people to complain about there's nothing going on. Well, we've had it going on today with your help. Thanks to Brendan Nunes. Thanks to Rob Stats Guerrera and also Kenny Albert today. So thank you to Ramsey filling in for Jay and Drapes. Welcome back to Sacktown Sports, back to your home studio.
Yeah, back here in Sacramento. Perfect weather, too.
Yeah.
Perfect weather for a win.
It is time for Whitey's Wayback Machine Quiz for July the 17th, brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. And yes, Kyle Draper, he is the reigning champion, and he also, not only did he beat Jay, do you have a streak going? A couple in a row,
Yeah,
maybe?
a couple in a row against Jay. Got a one win streak against Ramsey.
Right.
Yeah, your boy's killing it.
Yeah, so Drapes is the champion today. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Ramsey.
Thank you.
Here's what we have for you today, Drapes. Everything having to do with things that happen on this date or things related to things that happen on this date. Your categories: this date, what year in baseball history. We have this date, what year in Yankee drama. We also have this date, what year in sellout streaks. 1922, 1990, that's 1922 and 5-hit games, pardon me. 1990 Inside the Park homers. What the heck? And 2018 WNBA. And again, I know you guys don't have any of that written down.
Yeah,
I'll clarify as much as you need, but that's what you have to choose from.
WNBA.
All right, 2018 WNBA. It is a closest to.
Ramsey can go first.
Ramsey. This date, 2018, Liz Cambage.
Liz Cambage, yeah.
Yeah, she set a WNBA record that has been tied but never broken by scoring how many in a Dallas win over New York? A WNBA record. This date, 2018. Most points in a WNBA game.
I'm going to say 44.
44. 40 Kyle Draper.
Really good guess. 45.
53.
Yeah.
53.
Come on, Ramsey. You know Cynthia Cooper had multiple 40-point games. Come on, big.
I was just trying to think of a number. I know Asia's hit 42.
Yeah.
I think I saw Cynthia Cooper go for 40 at Arco.
Oh, really? I'm sure. Yeah.
Drapes on the board. Ramsey, you're up. This date, what year in baseball history? This date, what year in Yankee drama? This date, what year in sellout streaks? 1922 and 5-hit games and 1990 Inside the Park homers.
I'm going to go with the theme that we've had in the month of July, 1990 Inside the Park home runs.
It's multiple choice for you.
Okay.
This day, 1990. Deion Sanders hits an Inside the Park homer. As a member of what team? Yankees, Braves, Giants. Prime time. This date, 1990, Deion Sanders hits an Inside the Park homer. As a member of what team? Yankees, Braves, Giants. Deion Sanders was an excellent baseball player.
I'm going to go with the Yankees.
That is correct. Yeah, that same game, by the way, Bo Jackson hit 3 home runs. It was
Really?
No way. Quite a day.
Oh, man.
It was quite a day.
Okay.
Ramsey won.
All
Drapes
right,
won.
Ramsey, okay.
Back to you, KD. This date, what year in baseball history? This date, what year in Yankee drama? This date, what year in sellout streaks? 1922 in 5-hit games.
Oh, my God. These are all tough, man. What was the first one again?
This day, what year in baseball history?
There you go. This day, what year in baseball.
All right, you get to hear it and decide who goes first. It's up to you. This day, what year in baseball history? Joe DiMaggio's record hitting streak ends at 56 games. This date, what year?
Oh, Ramsey, you go first.
Ramsey, what do you think? The longest hitting streak in baseball history. Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak ended at 56 games. This date, what year? Baseball history. Some would say American history.
I'm going to go.
For those of you wondering, he is clearly just thinking of this. He's
Googling over there.
scurrying to the baseball almanac or anything.
Get your hand off the mouse.
No. My hands are not even close to the mouse.
He's just trying to rattle you, Ramsey.
Year. I'm trying to think of the year.
Joe DiMaggio. They used to write songs about him. He was like a folk hero.
I'm going to go.
His granddaughter was in the dorms at SF State when I was there, and occasionally, like, Joe DiMaggio's here.
Oh, really?
You'd see him walking through the lobby.
Come on, Ramsey.
I want to go.
Do need an answer, Ramsey.
I'm going to go 56.
1956.
Boy, that's a good guess. 55.
It was 1941?
Yeah. Dominant.
That's on me. Because I had that number pop in my head and just didn't do it.
You got to shake that off now.
Oh, I know.
You got to bounce back.
That's on me.
KD2, Ramsey went back to you. Ramsey, this date what year in Yankee drama? This date what year in sellout streaks? In 1922 in 5-hit games.
1922 5-hit games, please.
What the heck is that?
You said 1922?
Yeah, 5-hit games.
Okay. It's the closest to.
Okay, Draper, go first, please.
All right, Drapes. This date, 1922, Ty Cobb bangs out 5 hits. He ended his career with how many games of 5 or more hits, the most in baseball history?
Come on, Whitey. This is tough, man. Why are you asking this question?
5 or more
Ramsey,
hits.
this is terrible, man. This is a tough one. Ty Cobb, you said?
Yeah, on this date, 22 had a 5-hit game. He had 5 or more hits in a game more than anybody else in history. How many games?
This wasn't his first one, you're saying. This is just.
I will tell you both. It was actually his 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many he's had? How many he's had for his career?
Yeah, it's the most 5 or more hit games that anybody's ever had in his career.
And what year was this?
In 1922 is when he had the 4th 5-hit game.
13.
Ramsey, what do you think?
14.
What'd you say?
14.
14 is exactly right.
Oh, it's so. Ramsey, you got lucky, big fella. You got.
Ty Cobb can rake,
No,
so
don't
I knew.
even try.
I knew it had to be over 13.
Dang, that was such a good guess.
Woo, we got a
That
match
was
here.
A good guess. I would thought I was
2-2. Drapes, back to you. This day, what, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
This day, what year in Yankee drama? This day, what year in sellout streaks?
Yankee drama.
All right. This day, what year in Yankee drama? This day, what year?
2003 Red Sox.
Reggie Jackson refuses to bunt, so manager Billy Martin suspends him for 5 games.
Okay.
This day, what year?
Oh, I could let Ramsey
Good,
go
let Ramsey
first.
go
Ramsey,
first.
you go first on that one.
Reggie Jackson refuses to bunt, so manager Billy Martin suspends him for 5 games, Ramsey. This day, what year? This day, what year in Yankee drama? Quite a match, 2-2.
1978.
He's got it.
That was going to be my
He
guess.
got it.
That was going to be my guess. No way. How lucky is this guy?
has taken the lead.
Dude, that was going to be my guess.
For me, it wasn't luck. It's just process of elimination because I know when he was on the A's.
Uh-huh.
And I know when they won the I know when the A's won the World Series.
Ramsey has a lead, but he hasn't won anything yet.
It ain't over yet.
And you're up, Ramsey. You could clinch it here, or we could go to overtime if we can get to overtime. This day, what year in sellout streaks? Are you ready, Ramsey?
Let's go.
Remember, you can hear it, and he can go first. It's up. That's your call.
It's the closest to?
This day, what year?
What year?
Yeah. Closest
Draper's
to it, what year?
turn.
Okay, well, you get to hear it
Oh,
first.
okay.
Yeah, because if you want it, you can go first. Hosting Cleveland for a makeup game, the Giants failed to sell out AT&T Park for the first time since 2010, ending the longest sellout streak in National League history. On this date in what year?
I'll let Draper go first.
Can you read it one more time, please?
I would be happy to. Hosting Cleveland for a makeup game, the Giants failed to sell out AT&T Park for the first time since 2010, ending the longest sellout streak in National League history. This date, what
National
year?
League history.
Yes, sir. Ramsey has the 3-2 lead. Drapes trying to force the OT. So it's this day, what year did that sellout streak end for the Giants?
2017.
He's right.
I was gonna go. If he didn't say it, I was gonna go 18. Game ain't over yet, baby.
Oh, we only have.
We got a tiebreaker?
We do, but we only have 19 seconds. I think we gotta go.
All right, we gotta go.
Great match.
Gotta go.
Great match.
Good job, Ramsey.
Maybe we'll play that off tomorrow.
Yeah, appreciate the competition, big fella.
Great match. Well done. Stick around. Golf to Go is coming up next. All right, on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce